Yeah, I'm like balling in his office, and I was like, I don't know what to do, man. Like, I'm just like in the hole, and I kind of tell him that whole story about like going to this place, whatever. Anyways, so he looks at everything and he goes, "Oh, this is like, no, you've just like screwed up for the last couple of years. We'll just like go back and fix everything," and totally saved our ass. But dude, holy shit, man,
it's a pain in the ass.
It sucks, dude. I haven't even like started my stuff this year because I'm like, I don't even want to deal with it. I know it'll be good this year. I just don't want to mess with it.
No, it's such a but you're having somebody else kind of like do all the details, right?
Kinda. I mean, they offer that.
It's expensive, probably.
Yeah, it's expensive, and so I'm like, I don't mind that part. I do a fairly good job of like keeping my own system. It's probably not as efficient as like, I don't do QuickBooks, and I probably should.
Right.
But it's not as efficient as that. But I kind of have my own way of like tracking everything. It just is a pain in the ass for myself for like a weekend.
Right.
So as long as I don't have to like actually do the filing, but I just like scrounge everything together and kind of keep everything in one area that I can like compile my costs.
Yeah.
So that makes it a lot better.
Yeah, that's what I do. I got mileage. I don't know if you can do that. I got right like gear purchases, all that kind of stuff. And like I just get it all in order and as best and organized as I possibly can, and pass it on to her name's Christy at Robin, and she does a great job. And I'm always like, oh, I'm not organized enough or whatever. And she goes, no.
Yeah,
you are very organized compared to
oh, dude.
And I can't imagine. I walk in there, I get anxiety just because the fucking wall is just paper and folders and the
numbers and all the shit. I know, dude. I know. Well, that's what I told Justin, because I was like, dude, I'm a procrastinator, and I've been a procrastinator since I was a kid, especially when it comes to anything with numbers. And now as an adult, it's kind of, I saw this meme the other day, and it was like kids that didn't want to look at their like report card or the same kids that don't want to look at their like tax statements. You know what I mean? And I was like, dude, that's so true. That is me. Yes. And so I told him that, and I was like, I know that's like not a good habit, but it's just like, I don't know, and I have to break it eventually, but I just am like, I don't want to mess with it right now. Or like, I don't want to work hard enough to break the habit. But I was like, but I do need to like fix this.
Right.
And obviously, like, I don't know names, and I wouldn't say names, but he was, I don't know, he's like, oh yeah, dude, there's like people in here that are like
behind.
Way behind.
Dude, my buddy told me, and he is a contractor, and he builds houses and you know all kinds of construction stuff. Makes considerable amount of money. And I told him, because I had like a tax scare last year because I fed all my stuff into AI. And I was like, I go. Oh my god. Like, it's funny now. It's fucking funny now. But at the time I was like, oh my god. I fed it all into AI to chat, and I was like, can you estimate my, how much I'm gonna owe so I can set some aside? It's like $22,000. And I'm like,
god,
what do you mean 20? What do you mean 22?
Like I owe 22,000.
I mean, I owe. Yeah. And so I was like freaking out. I got crypto stuff going on. It's so much. Long story short, I got a refund from Christy, because AI was completely wrong in that case. Thank God.
Yeah.
But where was I going with that? What was I going to say about that? Taxes and I don't remember. I just remember having that. That thought literally just exploded in my mind. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. It's I was just gonna say the thing I learned is you just got to like chip away at it throughout the year. If you take once a month and you just sit down for like 2 or an hour, 2 hours,
and
max.
just work on it.
Just
see, and that's what it's funny, because every year I start, I'm like, I'm gonna do exactly that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's fucking March, and I haven't even started doing that. I haven't even started thinking about doing that. So I don't know. That's my problem. Is I'm like, I don't know. And I guess the older I get, everything just goes by so much faster. Yeah. And so now I'm like, oh, I have time. Like January hits, and I'm like, I got plenty of time. Dude. New year, I got like a clean slate to start working on all this. And then, February hits, and I'm like, I probably should have started a month ago, but I still got time. And then, I don't know, it'll be June, and I'll be like, fuck, dude, we're halfway through the year, and I still got to work on my tax shit. So,
I do the same with video projects. And the thought that I've added on to I've got time, and it's helped a lot, is if I think, like, I have a video due the 23rd, and I'm like, 23rd of March? Like, dude, it's the 16th. I got plenty of time. If I start now.
If I start now. If I start now, I have plenty of time.
Because I'll just push it off until January or March 22nd, and be like, oh shit, I have no time.
I have no time at all.
But
and
if
I got to crunch it.
And that's not
that's
fun.
my problem.
Yeah.
See, and I have the issue of like, it's a duality for me, because even as a kid, I guess, even coming back to the report card thing, like that whole idea of like, I was the kid that, oh, you have a project or a whole science fair, fucking whatever to do tomorrow. I'm going to do it the night before instead of a week before like everybody else. And so like I do that now, and I feel like I've done it a lot business wise. And sometimes I kind of think it's good because I don't know. I think as an adult, you almost have to create your own pressure sometimes. I mean, sometimes you don't. Sure. Like, there's other people that are putting the pressure on you to, like, succeed and do what you need to do. But, like, for me, I don't really have anybody, like, on my ass that's like, you got to get this done. Yeah. Really, you know what I mean, for the most part. So, like, I'll create projects, and then I feel like I have to create my own stress, which is not good.
Yeah.
And then I'm, like, up in the kitchen at 3 a.m. and my wife's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I've got all these things I need to get done." And I'm the only person, and I'm the only person that has the expectation of having it finished. But I'm like, I told myself I have till then.
Right.
So I don't know. It's a weird. I don't know, and I do that with like everything for some reason. I don't know why, but it's fun at the same time. I guess
it's good. It's good for you because what else you're gonna do is just sit around and rot. Like,
that's how I feel. Yeah. Well, exactly that. Well, like I started, like I've got the shop going on, and then I'm doing this thing with Nate Hurley that has Royale Cinema Lounge that's here in town where Bookhouse used to be.
Okay.
So he's got that. So we're working on like a little project over there, and then we've got like an expo con, tape con thing that we're doing next month. And there's like a few other people that have got hands on that, so like it's not
VHS.
Just me. Yeah, it's like VHS, like vintage, and like a whole bunch of different stuff. So it'll be cool.
Very Fortune Barbershop.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be like our whole vibe, and like they do. Like Royale is really big on VHS too. So their whole. Have you been in there since they?
Not since it's been the house.
That whole lobby is just full of like shelves and shelves of VHS, then they've got like old TVs all over the place.
Okay.
So if you're there and you don't want to like watch whatever's playing on like the big screen, you can just go and get a booth and then like pick a tape, like a library, and then just like watch your own movie in there. And they've got the bar and food and everything, so it's cool.
Is it like, are the booths like decorated almost like what's the living room? You know how that's like decorated?
Yeah, kind of like
good very, furniture and stuff?
Like I think so. Because
that would be cool. Like
it's
a
funny,
little mini living room type setup.
I think it is kind of that scenario where it's like couches and everybody gets their own thing. I say all this and I've never been there to do any of it. It's just like my schedule, and then with the kids and stuff, I'm never like, we should go do that.
Right.
But it's almost like I love the idea enough. It's awesome. So we're gonna do that there. But like that whole project where I'm like, I create it myself, you know what I mean? Like we don't have to, no one's like forcing us to do a con or an expo or whatever, but it's like, I guess, creating that pressure, because I think otherwise, what are you going to do all day, dude? Yeah. You just sit around and do nothing. So like, I think not that my wife gets frustrated, but I think it's also one of those, like another project or another this or another that. But again, I'm like, I don't know. I look at my phone so much, or I'm just like sitting around doing nothing. So I'm like, I feel like I got to fill my time with something. Otherwise I just get bored or stagnant. So
yeah, you find after a while, you find like you can't take it all on. Like you cannot keep doing projects. At least that's where I was literally driving over here thinking about, because I started the taxes today, so my mind's spinning there.
Yeah.
And then I got a text or whatever from the B&B, and then I'm thinking about the video projects. I'm like, I got to go set up the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's like my mind is just on the limit. Like I can't add any more stuff in. Like what I'm doing, like but people are like, you should golf.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's like a whole nother.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you like it.
I know.
I roll with people. Like my thing is I roll.
Yeah.
And that's all I got time for, or whatever, martial arts.
I feel that.
But the only way you can get to that limit is to surpass it and be like, oh no.
Yeah. I don't want to do this.
No,
anymore.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Back off. I know. Well, that was my problem, because I miss jiu-jitsu a lot. And like, I know mentally and physically, I felt a lot better when I was going all the time. But I'm also like, dude, the schedule of like doing a million different things. Well, and that was the big thing too, because like my wife, I don't even know what I was doing, but I had like a project that I had something going on that was related with the shop, and then the shop, and we were really busy with like work stuff. And then I was doing jiu-jitsu, and I did Eric.
On Yongu.
Yeah, his dad had passed away.
Oh, yeah.
So they were doing that charity tournament at Legacy. So I went and rolled there, and I didn't do great, but I did better than I thought.
Yeah.
And I won, I think, a round or two. So I felt great about that. Yeah. And I was like, I've never competed, which not that it was like crazy, no one was trying that. It wasn't an insane competition, like going to like a legit event, But it was cool.
Still competitive.
And it was competitive, and it was like my first taste of that. And I've never grew up being a super competitive person. So I was like, oh, I like this. This is awesome, dude. And I feel like I'm fulfilling this kind of like primitive.
I was going to say primal.
Dude, it is like a primal vibe of like just being strong and
Yeah.
just like proving to yourself you can, do something. And so I really liked it. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go more. Like now I'm doing 3 days, 4 days a week. And my wife was like, I never see you anymore. And I was like, damn. And she goes, like, you're always at work or you go train.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's true. Like I do. And, I've got 2 kids. So she was like, yeah, like it'd be cool to just see you around the house more. And it's almost hard.
It'd be cool if you came to the gym with me.
Sure. Yeah. Well,
so many women don't want to do it.
Well, and I had always said like it would be cool to get the kids into it. Like my daughter, she's really big for her age. So I was like, it would be awesome to get her into it. And I think eventually I will.
Man, women's wrestling is the number one sport.
That's what I told her.
Sport.
Yes, it's crazy. And I cut a couple guys at the shop that are like coaches at some of the high schools around here
funny.
That help with women's wrestling. That. Yeah. And
I cut some guys.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
What?
I
got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
But
he's a barber. Everyone.
Yeah, I'm a barber. I'm a barber. I'm not cutting men.
Your job is so cool.
Yeah. I just cut guys all day. But yeah, so I have these guys that will come to the shop and they do like they'll do some coaching with some of the girls wrestling at some of the high schools. And they kind of, the way they even talk about it, they're like, oh, it's like a totally different world compared to boys wrestling, which is cool. Just how competitive and how growing of a sport it seems, and the like women's side of everything. So I look at that even with jiu-jitsu, because I feel like right now, obviously I'm not an expert on jiu-jitsu, so I don't want to speak out of school. But like I've noticed the last couple of years, especially online, you see a lot of people that are all these like D1 collegiate wrestlers that are like, what are you going to do now other than Olympic wrestling? And then it's like jiu-jitsu if you want to make money and get really good. So you watch these guys that show up at these tournaments that are like white and blue belts and they just like obliterate people.
Yeah.
Because they're so strong and they're so fast and they train way harder than a lot of like, I've never trained in wrestling. Like I didn't wrestle in school, but like I've watched wrestling training and it looks so insane, dude.
It's wild. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I watch these movements and obviously, you watch these high school kids that have done it since they were like 5 and I'm like, these guys are like animals, dude. The way they can like jump and move and like total control of every part of their body at all times. And I rolled with a few of those guys, that had wrestling experience, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to do, bro. Like I'm so stuck on like what's even happening.
You're
right
strong
now.
though.
Sure. I feel like I've definitely gotten weaker since I stopped.
There's a difference between like weightlifting and like wrestle strength.
Oh, absolutely.
Like grappling strength.
Well, and that was like something I wish I would have, when I was rolling, I wish I would have supplemented the days I wasn't rolling with weightlifting. Yeah. But then I'm like, it comes back to the whole like, dude, I have so many things going on. I'm like, when am I going to have time to do all of these
How's
things?
Your scheduling? Do you schedule decently?
No, I don't schedule anything. Well, like, I mean, as far as like, I go to work and then I come home. It's weird because I treat being a business owner, which I'm like, I don't know, like I own the shop, but like I've said to other people, and like it's like a thing I've kind of always said is like the shop is not really like, it's a weird thing because it's its own entity. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of its own being, and like if I died, the shop could run without me, so I don't have to be there for the shop.
That's good.
So like, which is great,
yeah,
but it's also one of those things where I'm like, I don't work at the shop like maybe other people that own businesses do, where I don't have like my days set up. Like I go to work and then I come home, so it almost feels like I'm working a 9 to 5, but it's just like my own 9 to 5, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I don't know. It's a weird thing I have set up right now. I'd like to eventually change that and break that schedule up. And sorry,
no, you're good.
Rub toes with you.
Yeah, that's right. No one, they wouldn't have known.
But yeah, I want to break that up eventually where I have more of a controlled schedule, so I could be like, today I do this, or tomorrow I have this going on, or whatever. But I don't know. I wake up and I go to work and then I'm like, all right, what are we doing after work or before work or whatever? And
you live very much in the moment.
Yeah, I try to, I guess, which is good. It's
can
good.
be.
Yeah, it's good. But then it's also like, I probably should be more proactive on being like, what am I going to do next?
Yeah.
Or what's the next thing? I guess. I don't know.
Well, there's a balance.
Sure.
For sure. So like when I talk to my wife, I'm like, listen, I have to roll with other men. Like I have to
train.
yeah. And she's like, okay, well, same thing. Like I'd like to see you around the house. I want to do things with you.
Yeah.
And she works, from 9 to 5, and a lot of times those classes start right at 6.
Yeah. So
7. So you miss out.
That's it. Yeah.
But if you can schedule, that's what we've done. If she can like get on Google, we share a Google Calendar. And she can see like, oh, Colt's going into A-Force tonight. That she can kind of plan like her own thing
going on.
Yeah, she can go do something else. And she doesn't, the expectation of coming home and seeing me or seeing me like, hey, welcome home. And I'm getting in the car and she's okay with that. So I feel like if you're able to schedule things, especially with your significant other, it creates a little bit of structure rather than just shooting from the hip. I'm like, you're going to go train again?
Yeah.
It's like if you start the week off like, hey, Tuesday, Thursday, I'm training.
That was
and
my
if
schedule.
It works out for Friday, maybe I'll go.
Sure.
Like
then maybe Saturday.
Yeah, right. Well, you keep them open.
Yeah.
Because your wife might be like, I'm sleeping
nothing
all
going
day.
on. Yeah. Well, it's different for us with having kids. And
I don't have kids, so
that's the weird, and that's the worst part, because that's the other thing. On top of that, like I make it sound like my wife is like, I don't want you doing anything that's not family oriented. Right. But my wife is super. She's probably way more relaxed than. I bet like 90% of people's wives.
Yeah.
Like she is very. I'm getting ready to do this Colorado road trip thing in June with Brandon, one of the guys from the shop, and then like my buddy Evan, and we might have a couple other guys like riding along with us or driving their own stuff out there. But we're just gonna go hit the mountains and just go camp and explore the mountains for like a week. And so it started off where I was like, I might be gone like 3 days, and then I was like, it's probably gonna be like closer to 4. And now I'm like, it might be like 5 or 6 at the most. It might be a full week. But she's like, okay, whatever. Yeah. I turned 30 this year, and so I told myself,
but you have dates.
Yeah,
that's and true. She gets it. She's like, all right, Colby's gone for this week,
And so she's cool with that. But that's the other thing, like with the rolling with my kids, it's like it's hard to tell a 5-year-old or a 4-year-old or whatever, like, well, daddy's got to be gone because I'm going to go wrestle guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which my daughter, like we've watched a lot of jiu-jitsu on the TV. Like we'll watch not UFC, like any MMA stuff, but like we've watched a lot of like jiu-jitsu tournament stuff and just different like sometimes I'll put it on if I just kind of want to learn technique and I just want to watch it just to have it in my mind.
Yeah.
And so we'll watch stuff and she is really interested. And we've gone by Joplin BJJ and Judo that's on Main Street. Yeah, and they'll have their kids classes at night.
Yeah.
And we'll go over there and eat.
Rios.
Yeah. Yeah. Or no, maybe I guess not that one. It's the one it's next to Moe's that's on Main. I haven't been to Rios's. That's not him, is it?
Joplin BJJ over there by.
But it's like it's also
Chase
Judo.
Colton Plaza type area.
No, this is the one over by like Moe's and like Schlotsky's on Main Street, and like Jimmy John's is over there. It's in that.
There's another one,
dude. I know. Yeah,
by Vintage Stock.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. And I don't know who.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've
seen it.
Yeah, I know that they were at the Legacy tournament, but I don't know who it is that runs it.
Yeah,
but I've heard it's like Jiu-Jitsu and Judo.
I was gonna say I've seen more Judo there.
Yeah. And so, but we've been there when they do. I think they're Judo kids classes, but like my daughter's seen just
Judo's good.
Yeah, and she's seen that, and she's like, "Oh, I want to do that. I want to do that," which is cool. So I think once we get more of a schedule set up, because she starts school in the fall, so I'm kind of nervous to be like, okay, this summer is going to look like this, because then I don't want to change everything once fall hits and then be like, well, now everything's a total 180 because school is like the thing now. So I'm kind of waiting to see what the schedule is going to look like, but I want to get her into like A-Force classes so I can go do, I guess,
absolutely
more of an excuse to be like, okay, I'm here already. I already have to be here, so I'm going to roll.
Well, there's other kids there too, and they stick around. So like,
all
the dads or the parents, I'll say they go train, and the kids kind of hang out, so they get a little social action or whatever.
It helps too that I think Mike got a bigger spot.
Yeah,
and so because like the old spot, there would be kids, not that it was bad, but like there'd be kids hanging out in the front, but it's such a small amount of space right there. I think that now that the gym being a lot bigger, which I've rolled in there maybe twice since they got into the bigger space, but like it's way bigger. Yeah, or, it helps a lot. So yeah, I don't know.
Mossberg's the same way. There are kids everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, they're almost too crazy. There's times where I'm warming up and I'll throw kicks.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my god.
I'm scanning because I can see little hairballs like run like way below my visual level. And like, well, what the heck was
that?
Like,
I'm gonna go full swing on this.
Sometimes I throw something at them. Like clearly I'm way over their head, but like, hey, look, I could punt you off.
Yeah, you gotta get out of here.
They're like, cool, and then they take off.
They take off.
But it's such a cool place because because he's made that a safe place. You know, you can bring your kids. Like,
yeah, that's cool.
They have a lobby where they can hang out. Then they all become friends. Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
And then you can go train, and maybe they can come out. Dude, Ryan's great. With
I need
kids.
to get in there. I know you've talked about it so many times. I need to get
literally
in there.
Right
it's
down
literally
the road.
right. Yeah, it's right by. I think if I stand out on the sidewalk, I can like see their.
I'm sure you can.
Us.
The big yellow sign, Mossberg's Boxing. I
need to get in there, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not been my. I've got so much stuff going on. Again, I guess coming back to everything, you got so many things you
can only do so much.
Yeah, too many irons in the fire. Sometimes I'm like, if I add one more, dude, I don't know if I can handle doing all of them. Or if I add one, then I got to pull one.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, what am I going to pull to add something? You know what I mean? So
yeah, and then I guess the other like philosophy that I would like encourage people, like you don't have to go all in. I think so many people. Tucker's a great example of this. Like he will literally go all in.
He's like, I just found out about this thing, and I'm gonna buy just the most insane stuff for it, which is cool.
No, it's a strategy for sure. It's fine, and it's worked out for him.
Yeah.
But if you look at Tuck, I think he's got about 4 major ones.
Sure,
and that's it. And they're very, very, very deep. You know, he's got making whips and leather work. He's got the shark fishing and the giant rods and whatever deep sea fishing, falconry, and then barber. You know, the barbering skill. Like those 4 things
are just it.
That's it. He doesn't really go outside of those. He might toy around a little bit,
but that's kind of
He's just so deep into those 4.
Yeah.
So if you were gonna like add on something like boxing for you. Go for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I think we just get like locked into the idea, the class is an hour and a half. I got to go the whole time.
The whole thing.
It's like, dude, I got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Ryan be like, okay, let's do this. You punch a bag, you do some mitts. Like, that's it.
That's it.
It's better than 0.
Sure.
You know, if you really wanted to do it.
Absolutely.
You might be too busy, you know. Like,
no, but I agree.
I get that.
Well, but that was even the thing with jiu-jitsu is that, you know, you get there, it's class starts at 7, you're rolling till 9, you got instructional for the first hour, you got live rolls for the last hour. And so in my mind, I'm always like, well, you have to stay for the full first hour because you're doing your instructional. And most people would. I never really saw a lot of people show up halfway through instructions.
Unless they're purple belts.
Sure. Yeah, unless it's some guy that's like, high enough that they don't have to worry about it, I guess. So, like, I knew that I had to be there for the first part.
Yeah.
And then the last half was all optional. You know what I mean? So, but then I would watch a lot of guys I'd watch them roll twice after we got done with instructions, and then they'd be like, all right, guys, I'm out. And I'm like, bro, I got to roll. I got to get my time in, dude. Like, I got to be here till, I mean, sometimes we'd get done, you know, at 8:45 if everybody was tired, and I'd still be like, no, like, let's, like, one more roll, one more, which is cool. I liked that I had that much energy for it. But I also agree with that. And I think a lot of it was, like, just reading, and it's not even jiu-jitsu specifically, but just a lot of different things, I think, for guys. Like when you get on, and it's social media, but you read stuff on social media and it's like, you feel like you're cheating yourself if you don't fully commit to whatever the thing is. Like, so right now, I've got obviously like barbering, it's like a hobby, but I don't look at it as a hobby, but it is kind of still, but like I'm getting really big into off-roading right now. So I'm working on my Lexus and I'm trying to build it up. And, look, I spent like $2,000 on exhaust stuff. I just got in this morning, and it's got 400,000 miles on it, dude. And it's like so much money for something so stupid. And I don't have to do it. And there's nobody that's in my ear that's like, bro, like you have to. And then like I'm going to get done with that, and then I'm going to do this other shit to it. And it'll be cool, and I can't wait for it to all be done. But again, it's like no one's forcing me to. But I think I'm online so much. I look at all these things and I'm like, I have to. Like I have to fully commit to the thing. But I think that there is good to that. But I also think kind of like to your point where it's like you don't have to. Like you know what I mean? Like you could just go outside and you don't have to do all the crazy shit to like also go outside. The same with rolling where it's like you could just go train a little bit, dude. You don't have to like go train like you're gonna go compete at Worlds or anything like that, dude. Like you don't have to.
No.
So I don't know. It is weird. It's a weird I guess like dynamic, maybe I don't know. I feel like that relates with a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Like absolutely,
yeah. I don't know. It's a weird.
It's for me. It's been like levels. So whatever I do, if it's videography, anything creative, you know, jiu-jitsu, whatever, archery, it's like you'll train or you'll practice that for however long, and you feel good because you're learning, you're growing, and then you kind of like hit a ceiling.
Yeah.
But to break through the ceiling requires something.
Yeah, something
it either
crazy.
Requires more input.
Yeah.
More time. Upgrade. You know, you got to get some. You got to get exhaust.
A new thing.
And, or a new bow or a new gi or whatever. But you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can just kind of...
You can hang there.
Yeah, you can just say, this is as good as I'm going to get.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to toy around with it. I have a great time. And I know I could probably sharpen my shot. I could probably learn new skills.
Yeah.
But I don't have enough time.
Yeah.
As long as you know that you should be investing your energy at somewhere.
Sure.
Like you can't just...
Yeah.
You can't just pull out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get to that place, like, say, in barbering. I know you're watching Instagram barbers, and I know you're like studying different cuts and styles and stuff.
Yep.
So at some point you just have to go, okay, I'm going to spend an extra 20 minutes a day, like thinking about this, or I'm going to buy a new blade that allows me to complete this type
of do this a little bit better. Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Talk to my clients and try to get them to do this type of cut, so I can practice a little bit.
Do something different. Yeah. Well, and that's I think that's the hard part about.
It's the pursuit of mastery. That's
well, I think that's a great way to look at it. Yeah, pursuit of mastery. I think it's a constant pursuit, no matter how far you go into it, because it's kind of like somebody told me when I was in hair school. One of my instructors, the owner of the school, Sharon Clements was her name. She's awesome. But I remember when I started, I hadn't ever, kind of the same way I hadn't like grown up being a competitive kid. I also didn't do a lot of stuff that was out of my wheelhouse. So I didn't do a lot of like challenging things. Like I did and I didn't. Like I never did like it was like outdoors, fishing, swimming, hanging out with friends, like normal kid stuff.
Fell within.
Yeah. It was all within a genre of itself, you know? And so like cutting hair was like, I have no idea, dude. Right. And I'm also my own worst critic on everything, which is also probably like another kind of like driving force with the whole, like, I got to do more. I got to do more. I got to do more. And so I remember when I started, she was like, I would get so upset because I was like, man, I suck at this, or I can't figure this out. And she was like, well, if you haven't done it a million times, like you're never going to be good at it. And you're nowhere near doing it a million times. And I still kind of live by that. And I think it's a kind of like what you said before in the beginning, where it's like, it's a balance of like, you could always do better, but like expecting that you're going to be the best of the best of the best of the best, especially at the beginning, is so unrealistic. And so with jiu-jitsu, where it's like you could train, dude, and you might be really good, and there are some people that are freak athletes even here locally that it's like these people are just insane and they've only been doing it a year and they're awesome. And some people, it's not like I have the competitiveness or the genetic makeup or whatever you want to call it. Like I just don't really have that where it's like, oh, I'm just like the best at this, but I can still do it. But then again, in your head, you're like, oh, I got to be the best. Like I have to try to be the best. So I don't know. It's just this weird, like, even with barbering, it's just this constant. Yeah. It's a, what did you say? Something of mastery. What did you say? Pursuit. Yeah. Pursuit of mastery, which I think that's cool though. I think a constant pursuit of mastery, but I think that's healthy. Yeah. I think it's good to constantly be trying. It can be. Yeah, sure. Maybe unhealthy sometimes. It depends on how much mastery we're talking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and the intention behind it, like why do you want to become a master of whatever?
Of whatever.
Like what's the purpose?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have self-worth issue? We can go real deep.
No, yeah,
self-worth. Are you trying to prove something to somebody or yourself? Are you, I think about. Did you follow the Alyssa Liu story? The
Olympic skater. Yeah,
and she quit for a while because her dad was like pressuring her so much to compete and it wasn't fun anymore. And then she's like, well, I'll come back as long as it's fun. Yeah. And then she started training with like with the intention of having fun. Yeah. She's working hard, but the driving force is like, let's go out here and have a blast. Like, why would you want to like learn to cut hair or work on your new Lexus or whatever if it wasn't at least a little fun?
Yeah, it's not like
And then she ends up doing a literal perfect dance or a skate or whatever. And all of it based in the pursuit of just fun, in the pursuit of exploring what this art has to offer. Yeah. And so you really have to look at the intention of why you want to master something, in my opinion. Yeah. Because that's like the fuel behind doing your thing. Yeah. Well, also you got to think to yourself, what is the cost of becoming a master? Because I promise you could become the best jiu-jitsu. You could become top level jiu-jitsu. Yeah,
but get
ready for the cost.
Sure.
Well, you ain't going to be barbering no more.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, man. It's like with everything. Like I think you'd kind of said that a minute ago too, where it's like you reach these ceilings. Okay, the cost of entry to the next level is something. Yeah. You have to it's like the irons in the fire, man. You want to keep adding the iron, you got to pull some other irons out. And so it's like I don't know. It is this weird thing, you know, even with barbering where it's like I'm doing this thing on TikTok right now and I'm kind of posting to see what that's going to look like. And I don't even know if I'm really doing it with the intent of like doing anything crazy with it, but just for fun. And I kind of look at that where it's like, this doesn't have to necessarily be like an iron in the fire. It's like my toes next to it. Like I'm just kind of feeling how warm the fire's getting. And so I'm just kind of trying that out. And then we're going to do some more stuff I'm kind of working on and like kind of upgrading the shop and doing some different things. But like, yeah, it's that exact thing where it's like, I can get really obsessed with it, and I've been obsessed with it before, but then I'm also like, well, I got other shit I want to do. So I don't need to be like, I think that it's kind of, you know, I've kind of been thinking about that the last few months too, where it's like the true, I don't know if I want to say meaning of happiness, because that's kind of like
it could be your true meaning, you know?
Well, I just look at it where like I feel like everybody talks about more and nobody talks about enough. You know what I mean? And I think that's like a huge thing, dude, which I don't know. I don't know if this is the right things to talk about on the podcast.
Exactly.
Sure. Okay. Exactly, well, right. I just was thinking like everybody wants more, and everybody wants more money, and everybody wants more cars and houses and land and property, which is all great. Not that any of that is bad. And everybody has a different threshold of what they need or what they want. But then I'm also like I've talked to these people and I'm like, I could buy this. I can invest in these. I can make more money with this. But then my taxes get harder to do. I got more work I got to do at the end of the day. Like that's less time I get to spend doing things that I enjoy doing. And so I kind of have to like introspectively look at it and I'm like, well, what's enough? Like, can you be happy with this? Like, is this amount of money yearly enough? Or is the car that you have right now where it's at, or maybe a little bit more? Is that enough? Like, is there a stopping point? And I feel like I'm like kind of coming to terms with that, especially as I'm like hitting my 30 in September. So I'm like, okay, my next...
You're 29?
Yeah, I'm 29.
Holy shit.
I know. I'm so young, dude. And so I'm like, my next chapter, you know, my next decade chapter is beginning, and I think the 30s will be just like, I guess, looking into like everything going on behind the scenes of my life right now will be pretty weird. Like, I think it'll just be weird. It'll be a very crazy 30s, I think. Just the age of like my parents and like things like that. You know what I mean? I suspect things... will be different. Will be very turbulent and very wild for my 30s, in good and bad ways, which is that's the cost of life. You know what I mean? But then I'm like going into this, because I think my 20s I've spent being like hungry and constantly like trying to build and grind and hustle for things. And not to say that 30 is like the age where all that should stop and you should coast at your 30s, because I don't think that's good either. Because I feel like, I don't know, maybe like 50 is when you should start being like, okay, I'm gonna chill now. Like 50 is good.
Wow.
Or you know what I mean? But I'm like, I think I need to be like, okay, like this is cool. Like I don't need to do more and more and more and more and more to the point of exhaustion. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for 30. I'm pretty pumped for it. I'm ready for my 20s to be done. I think I've laid it to bed at this point.
Good. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
That's a great way to go into your 30s.
Yeah.
So many people are like, no, please,
I'm
God,
not ready,
no.
dude.
Yeah, it's like, oof.
Or like, I haven't done anything in my 20s. Yeah. I know, dude. Well, that's and like, right. I feel like that sometimes too, where I'm like, I haven't done anything. And like, I've never left the country before. So that was like the whole Colorado trip was going to be a Europe trip. And I was, it sounds crazy, bro. Me and my best friend were going to go to Europe, my buddy Evan. And then I was like, it would be so weird for me to take my best friend to Europe and not my wife to Europe for like the first time.
My wife went to Europe without me.
Oh, really?
First time. With two lesbians. Actually, one lesbian.
So I just was like,
Sarah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, dude. I don't know if I should. And then like, I don't know, everything going on. And I'm like, our plane's going to crash or a missile's going to hit us or like something crazy is going to happen. War. Yeah.
Well, was your wife like, did you mention like I'm gonna go to Europe?
Yeah, she was cool with it. That's what I'm saying. My wife is cool. My wife was awesome, dude. Yeah, she's awesome. So that's why I was like, my wife is totally open with whatever I want to do, and I told her that, and it was kind of funny because it was the same way where I was like, we're gonna go to Europe. We'll be like 3 or 4 days, and then I was like, well, it's probably gonna be like 5 or 6. Yeah.
It's gonna be a little longer.
Yeah, and so and the plan was to go to like Rotterdam and like Amsterdam and like that whole kind of like corner of everything. There's a really famous barbershop in Rotterdam, and I've always wanted to go see it. So it was like,
is that the butcher one?
Yeah, that's the Squirm Barbershop. The Bloody Butcher dude. That, like Tucker's probably talked about them a lot. So yeah, I wanted to go see them, go see that shop, and then just go see.
You know what that sounds like to me? A business trip.
I know. Well, I know. That's what I thought. Well, hopefully we'll do some haircuts in the mountains of Colorado or something.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean? But that was kind of the idea. I was like, oh, we could write the whole thing off.
Yeah.
It's a business trip.
Right.
That'll be awesome, which it would be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Everything's gotten so wild all over the world. I'm like, I don't know if I want to leave the country. At least not right now. And then it's funny because I think we're going to go to Florida this summer, or right before my daughter starts school in the fall. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, instead of Florida, let's do Mexico because our money will go way further. And now everything's happening in Mexico. I'm like, bro, I don't want to go to Mexico now.
No, yeah.
So I don't know.
I'd rather go to Europe than Mexico. Honestly.
Well, that's what
I'm sure Mexico's got its spots.
Yeah.
But...
I'm also not like a lounge by the beach guy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not like maybe a day or two, but I'm not like, dude, I could sit here for like from sun up to sundown and just like hang out and watch the ocean and swim a little bit and then just like sleep all day. Or I'm just not
more a mountain guy.
I like the mountains and I like the beach, but I just need to go do something. And then that's just expensive when you're on vacation because you get out there and the cost of being there is already so high. And then I'm like, let's add an activity to the itinerary. And then I do that
overpriced.
Yeah, and then I do that 5 days in a row and I'm like, I'm broke, dude. I got to go home with like my tail between my legs.
Dude, you're describing the millennial experience.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. It's bad.
It's okay. It's our generation.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's you just do what you can do. I mean, I think you should go to Europe, by the way.
Yeah.
I think you should revisit this idea.
I know. I think I will eventually. I think I want to take my wife. I love my best friend Evan. If he watches
Sorry,
this.
Evan.
Yeah, I love him. And I wanted to go and I think he was disappointed, but it was like I was like, I just don't know if we have the time. I'm scared that we're going to get over there and something crazy is going to happen and then getting home is going to be an issue or like even if a flight gets pushed back because I've never done that. So I'm like, I don't know what it's going to feel like to be different.
Oh, you never like flew overseas?
Yeah, I've flown one time and it was from Clearwater, Florida back to Springfield on a
Airbus
Allegiant
320.
No, it was like an Allegiant, like a pencil that was in the air. Yeah, dude. It was insane.
You feel every freaking bump.
Well, it was funny because I got on that flight and I was like right out of high school. And we went down there and we came back and we drove down and then I flew back home separate from who I had gone with. And so I was like, okay, it'll be cool. Like there's going to be like the classes. So I'll see first class and economy. And I get on and the pilot's standing there and he like shakes my hand. And then I look and I see like the plane taper to the tail. And I was like, oh my God, dude.
This is not good.
This is terrible.
Am I on the right flight?
Yeah. I was like, holy shit. This is a small plane.
I think I'll just drive back.
Dude, we get up in the air and I remember saying, I was like, I want a window seat because I've never flown before.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I want a window seat. I want to see. Dude, I get a fucking window seat at the wing, so I can't see the ground below me.
No.
And all the other windows are normal looking, but mine was covered in like scratches.
Oh,
and I'm like, what has been scratching this window?
Yeah,
dude?
right.
To the point where like it was hard to see through it.
Huh.
So I'm like, whatever, because I'm a very go with the flow guy.
Sure.
So I'm like, I still am enjoying this.
Right.
So we get up, we fly, and we're landing back down around Springfield. And so we're by the wings, and I guess we're by like the turbines or whatever, you know. And I thought I asked somebody about this because we've got a couple guys that come by the shop that are like that do their pilot stuff at like the airport here locally. And I never felt like I got a clear answer, but like the noise of us landing and like the way the turbine sounded was the most insane noise I've ever heard. And I thought I was going to die. And so now I'm like, and I'm sure it's totally different on a bigger plane.
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't know if I want to
because I think they
that,
put
dude.
it like in reverse.
That's
like
what I
in
said.
Reverse.
See, I said that, and the guy was like, "No, that's not how it works." But I'm like, "That's got to be how it works."
That's how I always thought.
That's what I thought, that they go the other direction.
Yeah, because every time I've ever landed, I've flown a lot. Every time, yes, you hit the ground or you touch the ground, and then you feel the reverse or whatever. Because the whole plane's going like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd assume that's what I thought, and I mentioned.
And they said no.
I don't want to quote whoever it was that told me this because I could be totally wrong. But I thought I said that to a dude, and he was like, "No, that's not how it works." And I was like, "Well, what? There's no brake pedal that you're hitting on the plane, dude. Like, how are you stopping?" But that's got to be how it is.
I'm almost 100% positive. I wish I could ask Rock right now. Like, Rock, tell me what's going on.
But so I don't know. But I do think Europe would be. I definitely want to travel, but I think I want to go with her. Maybe like Italy. Something like that, a little bit more meaningful. Like the Vatican would be really cool to see, and some different pieces of art.
You could always go back.
Maybe if it's still there, dude.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah,
because you say you want it to be meaningful, but like the way you described, going to see the barbers that you look up to,
100%.
and Amsterdam, that's like no matter who you go with. Like,
it'd be awesome.
It's going to be like
sure.
your wife, Evan, whoever. It's like you're going to be bonded with them. It's like, remember Amsterdam?
Yeah,
that was crazy,
dude. That was crazy. Yeah.
So it'll always be meaningful.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think you can do all of Europe either. Like the people.
Oh no, not in one trip.
Yeah, but I mean, like they'll people will put together like a whole fucking scheduling thing.
Oh, you'd have to be gone forever.
Oh, weeks.
Like months
or
months. You'd have to be gone months,
which
just
is,
to get. Oh yeah.
I think Kelsey was gone 18 days.
Your wife?
Yeah.
To Europe? Where'd she go?
I think she went to London. She flew into London. They went to Amsterdam. They went all over France. There's like 2 places in France. La Rochelle, which is where their friend is studying, which is a beach town in France. I think.
Oh, that's cool.
A coastal town.
Yeah.
She went to Amsterdam. She went to Switzerland. She went to Luxembourg.
Good God.
Yeah,
18 days. 2 days in every place. I mean, or like roughly,
roughly 2, 3, 4 days.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
See, and I think,
but at the end, she was like, "Get me home."
Oh, I bet.
Get me home.
Well, that's how I knew some people when I graduated our school. I'm sure like a bunch of schools do it, but it was like a school sponsored trip that you could pay to do. And I talked to my parents about doing it because it was like kind of the same thing where it was like London, and then I think they went to like Italy, Greece, and then cut up into France, and then Germany, and then cut back over. And
it's definitely possible.
Sure. And they were gone for like a whole summer.
Oh,
and I remember I asked my parents, I was like, "Can I do it?"
Yeah.
And it was like $5,000. And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is tremendous.
Sure.
For a whole summer.
Well, that was the thing, is like you go, and that covered your boarding, all your hotels, your flights, your plane.
I will give you $5,000 right now.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was like $5,000. I think it was like $5,000 or $6,000. It couldn't have been more than $6,000.
I'd give you $10,000 to do that.
That's what I said.
Like, wow.
And I remember talking to my parents, and I forget what they really said, but it was kind of along the lines of like, well, we could do that or just help you buy a car. And I didn't have a car, or I had a car, but it's like a whole long story. I got hit by a school bus. And like it backed into me and it ruined my transmission. Oh my God.
I literally had a mental image of you
getting smoked. Yeah. They're like, we can pay your medical bills or you can go to Europe.
This guy, it's like, this guy cuts hair. He got hit by a bus.
I've been hit by a bus before.
Let me cut your hair.
Dude, I had this guy. He was a science teacher at our high school. I'm like behind him in traffic, and he didn't like me for some reason. I had never had his class.
Oh, geez.
And just had like this thing out for me, and I feel like it was super intentional because he's at a stop sign, and then
he's driving the bus.
He's like, yeah, and he's a science teacher.
Okay,
I already don't trust that.
I'm
already not on board. So he's driving the bus, and he's starts putting it in reverse, and I'm behind him, and I'm like honking, and I don't think he could hear me.
No, you're way down.
Yeah, I'm so far back. Yeah, and I was already in. So the car already had transmission issues, and it like wouldn't go past like third gear. So I was like very limited to how far out of town I could go.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't travel on the highway. And so it was just an in-town only vehicle. So he backs into me.
Smart.
And and I'm honking, and it's just like pushing me back and just ruined my transmission. And so when the school called, and it was a whole thing. Anyways, so my parents were like, we can help you get another car because I graduated at this point, or you can go to Europe. And I was like, well, I need a car. I need to work. And eventually I'll go to Europe. And then I graduated.
Now you're 30.
You're turning 30. Turning 30. I still haven't gone yet.
I haven't been out of the country.
Yeah. So.
I haven't been to Europe, so it's fine.
Have you been to Mexico?
Yeah, I've been to Mexico.
Was it cool though?
We honeymooned in Mexico.
Yeah.
Down in, I was about to say Cabo. It's Cozumel.
I honeymooned in St. Louis.
St. Louis, Missouri?
That's like the Mexico of the Midwest. Is what they say.
I like St. Louis, dude.
I do too.
I had a bad rap on St. Louis just from social media.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to get shot.
I will say I saw a crazy shootout in like
gridlock
traffic. I just saw that this morning. It was insane.
Today?
It happened, I don't know, over the weekend.
Okay. So you get it. Social media proclaims
yeah.
like St. Louis is super dangerous, which I'm not saying doesn't have its thing. What place doesn't? But when I went to a tattoo expo with 2 buddies. I literally had the best time of my life.
Yeah, St. Louis is awesome.
I went to a restaurant in the middle of what I thought was like somewhat sketchy, and we I think they said they didn't take credit card or something at the time. It was like during COVID.
Yeah.
This dude runs out and he's like, "Hey, we have extra masks," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, are they kicking you out because you don't have masks on?" I'm like, no, we don't have any cash.
Yeah.
But just the thought of this dude got up from his table
to like.
And
we want you to eat.
Yes.
So here's the mask.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was like, okay. I had the best food.
Yeah.
I met the best people.
Yep.
And I went home thinking like, St. Louis is awesome.
Yeah.
So don't talk shit. I'm sure it's pretty rough.
I've
been a few times, but that particular one was, I remember like kind of being apprehensive about it. Like
really?
Well, just like nervous because of all the, like I would see on Instagram, like top murder capital rate in the world. Like great. I don't want to be part of this.
Well, that's how I think I was just ignorant to the fact of how dangerous of a city some people say it is. Mm-hmm. We almost got mugged there.
Okay, like you went to a different part.
Yeah. So we went and stayed on we'd been there quite a few times before.
That's what I didn't want to happen.
So we had been there like quite a few times before, and it's a long story, so I'll make it kind of short. But it's such a weird. So we honeymoon, and my wife wanted to go camp in Illinois, which is the last place I think anybody would want to go camp. But there's a national park up there called Shawnee National Park, and it was really cool. It was pretty. We get up there, and I have my tent. We have everything.
Wait, is this your honeymoon?
Yeah, this is my honeymoon.
Okay, gotcha.
This is a terrible place to honeymoon.
I mean,
and I got married in October.
Okay,
like the end, like close to middle of October. So like the further north we get, the colder it's getting.
Right.
And we
funny thing is the camping is your wife's idea.
Yes,
that's crazy.
That was the other thing too, dude. She's cool. My wife's cool.
It sounds cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
That's like big green flag.
Yeah, and so
camp? All right.
Yeah, sure. So we go up there, and I hadn't like rainproofed my tent. Ooh. So it's like drizzling, and I'm really good at making fires. I grew up out in the woods. I grew up making fires. Dude, I cannot get this fucking fire started. And I go down to like the general store at this like campground place that we're at, and I buy like this fire starter gel and like all these like different things, and it's like
nothing.
It's not even raining. It's just like this steady, just like mist.
Oh yeah.
And so it's almost worse than rain because like it's just like a film of water. And so I was like, fuck it. It's cold, but it's not that cold. Let's just get in the tent. We'll snuggle up. It's our honeymoon. We'll do whatever. Watch a movie on our phone, and then we'll sleep, wake up, and go to St. Louis. Because the plan was to camp for a night, drive fucking 7 hours to this place. It was forever far.
Yeah.
Drive, camp, wake up, double back into St. Louis, and then we had an Airbnb in St. Louis for like 3 or 4 days.
Nice.
So we get in the tent, and it's like an A-frame tent that's like a triangle, and it starts like leaking through like the top seam. And I'm like, I've never waterproofed this tent. I don't even know if you're supposed to. At this time, I was like, I don't know if you're supposed to or if this is right, but it's like dripping all through like the length of our tent. So I'm like, fuck, bro.
Yeah.
And so we're like, screw it. We're like 4 hours from St. Louis or 3 hours or whatever. Like we're quite a ways in Illinois at this point. So we leave, we get on the road, we pull into the city at like 9. For some reason,
you packed up,
bro. We packed everything because we're idiots, dude. And we didn't get a hotel room anywhere. I don't know. We're just dumb. And we knew
birds. You're in love.
Yeah. Well, and we were so young. I don't even know if she was 21 yet. I was 21 at that point. I might have just turned 21 that year. So we're just dipshits. And so I was like, we'll just drive back to St. Louis. And we're young, so we've just got all this energy to do whatever.
Right.
So we get into the city. And for some reason, we could not get a hotel room like anywhere. Like everything's booked up. There must have been something going on in town. And so I finally find a place, and it's near the airport. And I'm like, oh, it's close to the airport. That's got to be a nice hotel. Because like you'd want the airports by the hotel to be nice. Dude, we get there.
What a 21-year-old would think.
Bro, and I'm an idiot.
The logic of that.
So I have a gun with me. It's a gun my father let me borrow. So I have a gun. So I have this false sense of safety of like everything will be fine. Right. We're fine. I have a gun.
Yeah.
We go and we get to this hotel, and this dude sees us pull in, and he opens his curtain, and it's like his room is the second story above like the entrance. And I'm a very acutely aware person. Like somebody could be peeking through that door, and I'd be like, "There's somebody peeking through the door." Like I have a very good sense of like my surrounding usually.
Yeah.
But I'm exhausted at this point because I've been driving for like 14 hours.
Right. You're cold. You're wet.
Yeah. I'm just like, dude, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. So I see this guy, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" Like I still notice him. I swear to God, like on my mother's life, this is a true story. On my children's lives, this is a true story. Dude, so we get down in the lobby. My wife, we'd already booked it online. She's checking in with the front desk person. This dude comes downstairs in like pajama pants and no shirt on. And
you recognize him.
I'm like, that's the guy from the window. I'm very like, even exhausted. I'm like, I'm acutely aware of what's going on. So I'm like, that's the window guy. That's the dude that saw us. But I'm still not piecing anything together. I'm just noticing everything. And he goes, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, "What's up?" And I'm usually a very social person too, but I'm like, "Dude, I'm fucking tired. I don't want to talk to you." And I'm like, "What's up, dude?" And he goes, "Man, I got to get new sheets." my girl squirted all over the bed. And I'm like, okay.
Cool.
That's awesome, man. I'm like, good for you.
No way.
I'm like, bro, are you serious? So
Teach me.
Yeah. He tells me that, and I swear to God, he goes, you and your girl want to come up and party with us?
Wow.
Dude, and I'm like, fuck no, we don't.
Wow.
I'm like, we just got off the road, and I'm an idiot because I go, we're on our honeymoon. And looking back on all this hindsight, he was trying to get us to come to his room, and he's like, so he goes, do you want to come up to our room to party? And I said, no. I said, we're on our honeymoon. We just got off the road. We're exhausted. He goes, are you a cop? And I said, no. And he goes, were you in the military? And I'm like, no. And again, in hindsight, I'm like, oh, he's casing me out to see if I have any sort of like self-defense training. I didn't think about any of this. Right. I have a gun on me. I feel safe.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how to defend myself, but
but I have a gun right here.
I'm like, look at this gun I have. Dude.
It's my dad's gun.
Yeah. My dad actually gave me this gun. Yeah. My father gave me this
I've never shot it in my entire life. I'm pretty sure there's no bullets in it.
And it was a 38 special. It was a revolver, and it was massive. It was huge. I'm like, look at this giant pistol I have. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And so
I would have gun.
Dude, so I'm like, no, I wasn't in the military. I wasn't a cop. And he goes, oh, man. He was like, are you guys sure you don't want to come up and party? And I was like, dude, we're good, man. So then we're walking away, and I can hear him behind me, and he's like telling the front desk person that the girl squirted on his sheets or whatever.
He's still going with the story.
He still has a story going.
You're like, well, that's true.
Yeah. I'm like, the girl squirted on his sheets. Wow. So we go to the room.
Did you hear that, babe?
Yeah. I'm like, his girl squirted on his sheets. You tried to get me to camp in the fucking forest. What the fuck are we doing, dude? I was in a sleeping bag with water dripping on me.
He's not on his honeymoon.
I was like, dude, the only reason my sheets are wet is because of the rain. That's the only reason. Yeah. And so we go up to a room. I don't even remember. We're so exhausted. We just fall asleep. Like 2:30 in the morning hits. Fire alarm goes off. And so I'm very like, immediately I'm like, all right. I'm like half awake. I'm like, get your shit. There's a fire.
Of course it would. Also,
when we got to our room in the hallway, it smelled like people were cooking. It smelled like cooking, and it smelled like cigarettes. So, but again, I'm noticing these things, but for some reason, like no red flags are going off in my head of like, this is not a good place to stay.
Interesting.
But I have a gun, so we're fine. It's okay.
That's hilarious that the logic ends there every time.
Every time I'm like,
it builds up, and then
I'm like, someone's smoking cigarettes. I've got a gun. It's fine.
Girl squirt in the bed. Yeah. I got a gun.
Yeah, she squirted in the bed. I've got a pistol. And so
that's hilarious.
We get to the room. We fall asleep. Fire alarm goes off, and my immediate thought is someone burnt their food or something caught on fire from someone cooking on a hot plate.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, God, they were probably cooking drugs. And then I'm like, I need to get my gun, dude. And I have the gun in the room with me.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, we're in St. Louis. What am I going to get in a fucking shootout at this hotel in St. Louis, dude?
Right. On your honeymoon.
Yeah, on my honeymoon. And so I'm like, well, this is weird. And my wife... I swear to God, we've probably been in 3 or 4 different scenarios where the fire alarm's gone off in either an apartment building we lived in.
Do you sleepwalk?
Dude, I swear, it's so weird. And she will not wake up in an emergency.
Interesting.
And every time she's always right of like, it's not a big deal. But I'm like, it's the biggest deal. We have to go. So she's like taking forever to get up and get around. And I'm like, get the fuck up, dude. Like the building's on fire. We got to go.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, this is weird. It's 2:30 in the morning in a hotel. What could cause the fire to go off? And I look out the door, and I see some people down the hall from me, and they're all looking around. And then I look down, and the fucking window guy is at the end of the hall looking around the corner. And I was like, that's the fucking window guy. That's the squirted sheets guy. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, oh, he pulled the fire alarm to, like, get us out of our room to, like, mug us. So then I get scared. And I call the front desk, and they could give a fuck about what's going on. And then they're like, well, the fire department's on their way, blah, blah, blah. And then I called 911. Whoa. And I explained it to them, and I'm like, I think this guy was trying to get us out of our... And then I'm like playing everything back in my mind, and I'm like, dude, I told him we're on our honeymoon. He knows I have all this money, blah, 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 whatever, right? Long story short, I have a police officer escort us from our room to the lobby with my gun in my backpack that I haven't told him about.
Yeah, right.
And... he goes and he checks the cameras, and that fucking guy did pull the fire alarm, dude. Oh, yeah. And so I was like, oh, my theory was right. He pulled it to get us to come out to the parking lot or to the lobby or a hallway or whatever to mug us. And so we got scared. We get in a car. I didn't want to stay there. So we leave, stay at a La Quinta.
What a long-ass night.
Oh, dude, it was the worst. I thought we were going to have to sleep in a parking lot. For a minute, I was like, I'm just going to drive back to Joplin. It's like a 4-hour drive. Yeah. I'm just going to do it because I don't know where to go. And then we stayed at our Airbnb for like 2 days, and we still had 2 days left on the Airbnb. We're like, we're just going to leave early. Fuck
you
St.
did?
Louis. And that was the last time. Yeah, but I've been to St. Louis so many times. We'd done everything we wanted to do there before. I don't know why we wanted to go back. And we definitely had the money. We could have gone to like Mexico or something. But
interesting.
Yeah, it was a weird trip, dude.
It sounds like he was definitely like on coke. That is coke behavior.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and the other thing too is he goes, "Are you from here?" And I'm at a hotel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would I be from here if I'm staying at a hotel? And I said, no, I'm not from here. Yeah. I said, are you from here? And he goes, yeah, I am from here. And again, in my mind, I'm not, hindsight, I'm like, that's not normal for a guy that lives in the city to stay at a hotel. Like he just enjoys sleeping in different places.
Right.
And so, yeah, looking back, I'm like, oh, that was like, there were so many red flags leading up to that moment. But we didn't get mugged. It was fine. I never had to use my gun, so
that's good.
But that was the last time I've been to St. Louis. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it was then, and I still love that city. It's
Social,
awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's still a great place.
I think it's gotten better in some places.
I don't know, dude. That
worse
in
others.
I don't know. Shootout I saw in that video, I was like, that's the Sheets guy. That's him in the video, dude.
Yeah, I can't really tell. Like, COVID messed up everything. COVID messed up timelines for everybody. They messed up the
defund the police stuff that was on top of that.
That's true. I forget about all that. Like, I forget how much has actually happened because so much is fucking happening. I'm like, Iran is going on right now, and it's like, oh yeah, Ukraine. Yeah, I forgot that.
I know
thing is going
the Ukraine
on.
thing.
Shit.
Yeah, I know.
And then Taiwan. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot about Taiwan.
Yeah. I know, dude. Yeah. It's just so much to keep up with. That's how I'm like. Well, even the Europe thing, I'm like, I don't know, dude. We go out there. What's going to happen when we get out there?
It's a valid thought.
I think so.
It's like one that I don't know how much merit I would give it, but it's valid. Like, you have to consider it, especially what's going on right now.
I think so.
I mean, I think it was even considerable to think about when Ukraine started.
Well, the whole Poland
it's right
thing,
fucking there.
Yeah, the whole Poland thing. They had flew drones to they had shut down that airport in Poland. That was a few months ago. And I think some Russian drones had I don't know if they hit the airport or if they were near the airport.
Right.
But, they've shut flights down there. And I don't know the geography of where Poland is to Russia or how close all that really is. I think it's fairly close.
I think it's very close.
And I don't know how close Poland is to
it's on
Amsterdam.
the other side of Ukraine.
Really?
Really? I think it goes Poland, Ukraine, Russia. I think
that makes sense.
Don't
but maybe not. But I remember seeing that and thinking Poland's not even involved in this whole thing, and their airport's getting shut down. I don't want to go somewhere that's not involved, but for some reason. And then there was that bombing that just happened at that embassy in where was that? I just seen that this morning.
In New York?
No, it was somewhere in a different country.
Oh,
but it was like a European embassy.
Oh, okay.
That we had in a
a drone.
No,
strike?
It was a guy walked in, I'm pretty sure. I thought that it said there was a suspect. Again, I see a headline and I'm like, that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, everybody does that.
Yeah, but
I can't keep up. Mm-hmm. 2, I have to choose what I keep up with.
Yeah.
And 3, I'm like, I want to just be off my phone.
Oh, I know.
But then I think I can't.
I need to be informed.
I have to be.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what to do. Like, I'm on X, and I think I just have to do measured X sessions.
Really?
Yeah, I have to set 20 minutes on my watch and go, you can scroll for 20 minutes. You can scroll as much as you want.
Yeah.
But when 20 minutes is up, you better have gotten the information that you got to get. And I'm sorry that if the next minute you hop off X and a nuke gets dropped.
Something happens.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I missed it, dude.
You gotta let it go. You gotta live life.
My internal timer is when I start messaging all my buddies. Dude, this happened a few days ago. It was I'm not on X, but I'm on Instagram, and I have a TikTok, but I don't use TikTok. Yeah. It's like a drug. So I push it, but I'm not going to consume it because I know I'll get addicted to it.
It's bad.
It's bad. And I know it is.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And I watch YouTube shorts like an old man.
Really?
Oh, I love YouTube shorts because I feel like it's longer platform or it's longer. It can be short. It can be little bite-sized pieces like Instagram and Facebook. But it can be kind of longer based too. I don't know how long those shorts can be, but they can be a few minutes, I think.
And you'll watch a few minutes.
Dude, I watched an hour and a half long documentary last night of a guy.
But that's on YouTube.
Yeah. But I like it. But and then sometimes it'll be here's a chunk of the video and here's the full thing if you want to watch it.
So and that will lead you to
a full thing. And then I'll follow a channel because I'm like, oh, that little chunk just showed me the bite of their content, and then I want to go to the full thing to watch the whole thing. So I like that. Yeah. I kind of want to get involved with that, I think, at some point too, because I want to do some like documentary stuff with the shop and maybe like interview people. Like this obviously the first time doing this, but it's cool. But
well, you know a guy, so
yeah, there you go, exactly. So I don't even remember where I was going with that, but like
TikTok X.
Yeah, I'm watching all these videos, and I'm texting my buddies, and I'm like, if we could all just go in on like 50 acres somewhere, dude. And I was like, and I have the stockpile of guns. I still have my father's pistol.
Wait.
Like I start crashing out, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, I see all this like the Iran stuff. I see like the Russia stuff and the China stuff, and then like AI shit, and then like crypto stuff and all the Epstein stuff and like Charlie Kirk shit and like everything happening all at once. And then I'm like, we all need to get a bunker and go live in a bunker somewhere, and then just close the hatch. And then we'll figure it out in 50 years when we reemerge. Yeah, dude. But you
had me until close that.
Yeah, I was telling my buddies, I was like, we all need to have a game plan when shit hits the fan. And they're all like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, but I think that's good. I think it's fair. But at the same time, I say all that, and then I like...
You spend $2,000 on your Lexus.
It's also it's funny because I my other justification for the car is I'm like, this thing it'll go anywhere. Yeah. Like I just drove it over the weekend through some pretty gnarly trails, so I'm like, I have to invest in it because this is like my like military vehicle of like if I need to like go off into the woods 10 miles, it'll go forever. You know. Yeah.
It is off-road, like
yeah. It's like a big off-road SUV. Yeah, so like that's my justification in my mind is like, oh, this is like my like doomsday vehicle.
Okay,
which is cool.
Yeah,
but like I don't know, I don't know. I think it's like over preparing sometimes because
it's not.
Well, it's true.
That's the problem.
Sure, and that's true. And
until
that's
that day you draw the card and it's like, oh, a nuke did drop.
And that's kind of how I see it. Where I'm like, dude. Like I bought a bunch of ammo. I've been like we're learning. We did a raised garden bed last summer, and we're getting ready to redo it again because we want to learn gardening better, which is cool. But like self-sustaining and just like different ways of filtering water and getting like clean drinking water and things like that. Like all good skills that everybody should have, right? But then I'm also like, okay, will I ever need these? Or God, I hope that we never need them. Yeah, God forbid we ever need them. But like. I'm also like, I don't know. If shit hits the fan, is it going to be so bad that I won't even get a chance to use any of these skills? I'm like, yeah, dude. Well, and I think about that too. I'm like, I'm going to get so good at shooting my gun or doing this or doing that. And I'm like, some dude in a bush is going to smoke my
accidentally misfire, shoot me in the ass.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm dead because my buddy shot me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is the safety on?
Yeah.
Last thing you hear.
Well, and that's how I don't know. I guess I'm like a diet version of a prepper, I feel like. Because I'm like, I like talking about it, I like thinking about it, and I feel like I have some plan.
It's fucking porn to a man.
Oh, I mean, dude, I know. That's how it's. So it's funny because I'm saying all this stuff to my buddies, and then there's a couple guys, and they're like, oh, and it's dudes that like I wouldn't even know, and they're like, oh, bro, you got to watch this and this and this and
it's
this.
Fun.
I'm like,
prepping is fun. Prepping is
it's
like,
cool.
It's something within a man that like I don't know. You're preparing.
I need non-perishable canned food, and I need
4,000 pounds of green beans right now,
dude. I've almost bought so many of those buckets from like Bass Pro that are like, this is a 3-month supply of food, and I'm like, I need 10 of those for my garage.
Google the guy that owns that company and see what he's living in. You're like, oh my god,
shit. Yeah,
that's my third house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably not a bad idea, like those MREs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think it goes back kind of like we were talking about the hobbies. Like, you don't have to go all in. Like, you don't have to dig a bunker.
No.
But you could, like, I bought some gas the other day.
Yeah.
I bought gas cans and some extra gas.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Nothing to brag about. I made a video about it. But I started. Like, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I saw a sale on 9mm ammunition. I was like, I guess I'll
grab
it for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you have to go balls to the wall because at some point it's like, do you want to survive?
Yeah. Well, it's also like
bad Armageddon type stuff.
Sure.
Like, how bad do you want it?
Yeah. I want it pretty bad.
Well, and that's fine. But like, what if it's like a
really
radiation?
Wasteland.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want it that bad.
And you have roving bands of like, people that just rape and destroy. Yeah,
that's what rapers.
You ever? Yeah.
They don't even do anything else. They just rape.
Dude, well, have you read The Road by McCarthy? That's like the whole fucking thing.
They're just raping everybody.
He gives the kid the pistol and says, you know what to do. If we get caught, blow your head off. Or Dad, I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot me.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
That's how
I don't want to live in that world.
I was telling my wife about that movie which I've never read the book. I've heard the book is even more depressing.
It's hardcore. They leave stuff out in the movie, of course, you know.
And I remember watching that movie as a kid. I was probably like 10. It was on like HBO, and I stayed up late and I watched it, and I was like, oh my God, that was the most depressing movie ever. Yes. And then I was telling my wife about it the other day, and I was like, you have to watch it because Viggo Mortensen's awesome, and it's a great movie.
Viggo does great.
But I was like explaining bits of it and trying to give her like the idea and like the whole thing with the mom, and the mom goes and she's like, I don't want to fucking watch this. And I'm like, no. But to a guy, I'm like, I'm hardening myself by watching this. And now I'm ready, dude. But I agree with that of like, if it gets to the point where like we're shooting each other for food, does it even get better?
Exactly.
Like what fixes
How
that?
do we get, exactly. We're
like
going to rebuild society.
What's the rebuilding or like what's the course correction?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, a human will always have, a survival instinct, but at some point we do have consciousness to think that, like, how does this get better?
Yeah.
This is just going to devolve further and further. Maybe it could get better. I don't know.
This
brings up something that I'd like to talk to you about because barbershops are inherently very masculine, very masculine places. And they seem to provide a safe space or a masculine charged space. It's almost like a locker room or a camp. It's like, it's almost like a campfire circle, right? You walk in, you sit down, and it's like, now you're amongst brothers. Yeah. You guys talk shit, you drink, like there's a lot of masculine type of behaviors. So I don't even know if I have a question in all of this. It's more of an observation, but we're talking about prepping. We're talking about martial arts. We're talking about a lot of aggressive, violent, masculine things in my understanding. Like what is it that men are missing out, dude? What is it? Because we're all drawn to these things. You're drawn to your off-road vehicle, very masculine, very like I can go anywhere, freedom. Like it's representing freedom. It's representing mobility. I'm thinking I want to train martial arts so that when someone insults my mom at Walmart,
I can just choke them.
I can tear their head off.
Yeah.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But there is this weird draw or this weird call or this strange emptiness, especially in today's society, that men are trying to fill. Yeah. So you, as a barbershop owner, you're around all that. Like, are you seeing that? What are you hearing? Like, what sorts of interactions are you seeing? I don't even know what I'm asking.
Yeah. No, I do think I've like noticed that where it's like, people are constantly, well, even like you said, the pursuit of mastery. And I think people, and I guess if we want to really even like maybe not dilute it, but like lower or tighten the scope down to like just men. I don't know what it is. It is really weird because I talk to guys that I will feel like I'm like in this weird niche group where I'm like, I'm into this thing. And then I talk to people that feel like are normal guys that aren't. And they're like, oh, I'm into that thing too. And I'm like, really, dude? Yeah. And then I don't know. It's like even fishing. Like I got into fishing this last year. And now I talk to all these guys and all these dudes are like, I fucking love fishing. Like, I'll fucking do this. I'll catch this many fish and I'll go fucking grab catfish out of the rivers and shit. And I'm like, really, dude? Which is cool. Like, I like that. But then I'm also like confused because it does seem like there is this constant pursuit of something. I think what it is a lot of times, and it's kind of funny because I was running this quote back in my mind the other day. And this doesn't, I don't know, maybe this is like cringy a little bit. But I was just thinking about, and I was trying to get it right in my mind where I thought soft times create, or what is it? It's hard times create hard men, and hard men create good times, and good times create soft men, and soft men create bad times. And so I think we're in this constant cycle of like soft and hard, which is crazy. But I do think there is this like weird, because they say like history repeats itself. And I don't know when this would, if you were going to compare this to another decade or another era of like time, but I do think we're in this weird transitioning period where things have been very easy. And I think things, hopefully not, but I think things might become very difficult later for a lot of people. The economy has gotten really bad. And some people say it hasn't. Some people say it has. Gas is high, but there's all this weird shit going on right now. And then you'll turn around and gas is low again. Who fucking knows? But I don't know. It's weird too, because I feel like people have been saying everything's gotten more expensive, than I feel like people are spending more money than they ever have. Because I talk to all these people and they're like, I just bought this, or I just bought this new car, or like I just bought a second house or whatever. And I'm like, really? I thought the economy was bad. I don't fucking know. And so I do think that like barbers, as weird as it sounds, are very, very tapped into like the pulse of what's happening in a community.
Yeah.
Because one, you talk to people very personally, and so you're constantly talking to people. And I have lawyers that come in. I have people that are like artists. I've had people that are like professionals in like sports come in. Like we've had like every walk of life. We have people that work like fast food, whatever, and we look at everybody equally. Like I look at everybody equal. Like when you sit in the chair, you're not better than anybody else that sat in the chair previously or will after, which is cool, and I like that.
That's a good feeling for a client too.
Sure, it's the equalizer. The chair is the equalizer for everybody, because everybody has to sit down. Like nobody gets to like have some special privilege in that chair.
Right.
And so
and they have to endure the blade.
Yeah.
That's a pretty vulnerable position.
Sure, and I think that is like, we have these guys that, I mean, not that I feel like it puts them in a vulnerable spot.
It's like mentally. Subconsciously.
Yeah, but it's like you have to sit here and somebody. Edge. Well, it's that, and it's also just like, I'm like taking people that make 3 times as much money as I do and like grabbing their head and moving them around and like,
well, the head's intimate.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and like even I guess drawing it back into jiu-jitsu briefly for a second, but like even when I started that, I remember like people over there would be like, oh man, like if you need, like really get up on me. And I remember being like, oh, for some people this would be awkward because they've never had like intimate contact with somebody physically, like another person that's a stranger. Yep. But I do it every day on a daily basis.
Right.
And so to me, grabbing another man and forcing myself upon him is super normal.
I'm sorry. I imagine clipping this moment.
Yeah. And so that to me, when some dude is like really grab me and get up on me, I'm like, I can do that. I've done that before.
And any jiu-jitsu practitioner is going to be like, of course.
Yeah.
Or wrestler or any grappler.
Sure. Well, and I said that too. I've said this before. Again, not that I'm an expert. I'm not a badass. I'm not even good at jiu-jitsu.
You are a badass.
I'm not good at jiu-jitsu. I'm not good at any of these things.
Nobody's good at jiu-jitsu.
Sure. But like I do remember after I did that, and like Brandon is at the shop. He wrestled through high school and played football. And so like I was talking to him about it and a couple other guys at the shop, and I guess it even has to this kind of pertains to like the whole thing you brought up about like people kind of constantly searching for like validation of being a man, which is what I feel like it is. But I just remember thinking like, well, not in a bad way, but just in a good way of like, I need to like, or just, and not even validation from other people, but like validating to yourself, like I can do this. But I remember after I had done jiu-jitsu for a while, I was probably like 7 months in, and I was getting my ass kicked. And then maybe after a year or so, I was getting a little bit better, and then some new people join, and you kind of beat up on those guys for a little bit. You know what I mean? So you build your confidence. But I just remember thinking like, oh, this is so good, training wise, not even in a sense of like being good at jiu-jitsu, but like understanding and breaking the barrier of like, if some guy came up and tried to hurt my family, I know what it feels like to grab another man and physically fight him. Yeah. And sometimes when I rolled, I would be like, this guy wants to hurt my kids, and if I don't like defend him or like even last this whole round, like my kids are going to get hurt. Yeah. And so that just lights a fire under your ass. And so, and I don't remember who was in my chair, but I was telling him that, and it was somebody that had never done jiu-jitsu or anything like physical contact sport. And I told him, I was like, you should go do it, and you should feel what it feels like to have another man like manhandle you and make you feel helpless, because it breaks your ego completely. And I think, not to get into jiu-jitsu a bunch anymore, but like,
why not?
But sure. But like, I think that even rolls into other things in life where it's like learning how to shoot a gun.
Yes.
And learning that like, dude, there are people that'll shoot a gun way fucking better than you will. And there are people that like, if you pull a gun, someone will shoot you and kill you way faster than you could kill them. And the same with, surviving fishing. Like there are people that's what they fucking do, and they live and breathe those things. So I think there is this weird, I don't know, this thing going on right now in society with guys where it's like just a constant, like, I need to find my thing or find this validation of like, I'm doing my part as a man. Because I think a lot of what's happened is everything has gotten really easy, and people have gotten really soft the last few years, the last couple decades probably, and things have become, everything's at the tip of your fucking fingers. Like I can order food and have it delivered to my house by somebody in minutes. And so I think that there's this, I don't know if I'd say counterculture, but maybe it is, of like these, I think there's a movement of people that are like, oh, I need to be self-sufficient, or I need to at least know that I can do it if I had to some extent. You know what I mean? Even with the off-roading, because there's the off-roading, and then there's the camping that gets involved with that, and there's just being outdoors and like just being in tune with nature and creating community within that. And I think that's another big thing, and I think that's why like the barbershop does so well, and a lot of shops do so well, and different, like I feel like I've watched off-roading get really big. I mean, you've done it way longer than I have, but like jiu-jitsu, I feel like has gotten way more popular the last 5 years even.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's blown up. And I think guys are looking for a sense of community everywhere.
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah,
because like the male loneliness thing,
sure.
You know? You see the memes about it.
Yep. But it's true. I think there is like a lot of like just lack of like, maybe not lack of community, because there's sub communities for guys, but like you're just trying to find your place. And I think that's like even like kind of what we talked about, and not even like with anybody specifically, but like you have all these different hobbies, and I think people are just looking for their tribe a lot of times, like in it, whether it's like martial arts with jiu-jitsu or boxing or like off-roading. Like I've met a lot of really cool people through the overland and camping off-roading thing, and then like I've met really great people through jiu-jitsu that are probably some of the nicest, best people I've met ever. I've met great people barbering. I've met great people doing a lot of different things. And so it's cool to be like part of community, but then it's also like, well, dude, you can't be a part of every community. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that's also my problem. I
learned that lesson
a
couple years ago.
Sure. And I think that's like the issue. I'm like, maybe I'm kind of like, I was in it and I'm kind of exiting the tail of it right now, of being okay not being a part of every single thing. Yeah. That's my issue, because somebody tells me a new cool thing and I'm like, oh, I need to do that. Yeah. Because like guns was it for a while, but like I like guns. We were out shooting like a couple weeks ago, but I'm not like a gun. I don't own 50 fucking guns and have like a giant walk-in safe full of shit in a range out my back door. Like those are cool things, but I don't go to the range every day. I don't train like I should. And it's like, I want to do that, but I'm not, I don't know. I'm okay with that not being my community of people.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think coming to terms with like, yeah, I don't need to be a member of everything. And I think that's almost like, as weird as it sounds, like that's like kind of giving up on doing things that better you as a man. I think it's almost healthier for you, because it's like you have to learn your role. Like there are roles for everybody. Everybody has their own lane. And sometimes you can have a few lanes, but I think like you can't be everything, dude. Because it's the, you know, it's the jack of all trades, master of none scenario, where it's like if you only have, if you know, you do a few things, you'd be really good at them, or you do one thing and you're great at it, or you can do everything and you're not good at any of it.
Inch deep, mile wide.
Sure. Yep. Yeah. And so I don't know. I just look at that where it's, constantly, it's all of those things combined into one pot of like people just constantly looking for their thing or their people or whatever it is, which is cool. You know, and even barbering, like I have guys that come in and they're like, I want to be a barber. Yeah. I'm like, why?
Well, really?
Yeah. And I'm like, and I look at it where.
Why did you want to be a barber?
I don't even know.
I was going to say, because I feel like if someone came to me and they're like, I want to train jiu-jitsu, I'd be like, hell yeah, you should train jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but barbering's different, because barbering is like a trade, whereas jiu-jitsu is like a skill.
Even if it was videography, like anything, you know, like,
sure.
You
yeah. Like, I just think with, not that I discourage people getting into barbering, because I think it's a great job and it's a great career, but I think people look at it kind of the same way, where it's like, you're just like, you come in, this place is so cool, man. There's beer in the fridge and these guys are bullshitting and everybody's having a good time and they're laughing and shit. And it's like, yeah, that's what you see for 30 minutes. But there's a lot of like, not that there's that many negatives to barbering. It is a pretty cool job.
It's more of like the business part of it, probably.
Well, it's just, it's not like, take away the business of it, because I don't even look at barbering like a business. So Sharon Clements, the lady that owned New Dimensions, the school that I went to, her son, Dennis Clements, is a tattoo artist here in town. He's awesome. And we're good friends.
That name sounds so familiar.
Yeah, he tattooed at Electric Art.
At Blacklist?
No, Electric Art. Okay. I don't know if he was. I don't know. I haven't known him that long, but
sure,
I don't know.
Multiple
probably
Dennises that tattoo too.
Yeah, well. I think I do know who you're talking about. Yeah. But yeah, Dennis Clements. He was at Electric Art for a really long time, and now he's got Parr Avenue Tattoo. I believe it's in Webb City. Super great guy. I've known him, you know, since I got into hair, and because his mom owned the school, and so he tattooed me. And when I got done, and I was working at a shop in Webb City, and I was leaving, to do my own thing, and I was branching out to like be totally independent, I was like super scared. And he's been a tattoo artist for forever. And barbers, in my mind, barbers and tattoo artists, among other service jobs, are kind of like all in the same world. Yeah. And so I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know how the money's going to be. And something that he said to me and it stuck with me ever since was, if you're just like the baddest motherfucker at whatever it is, the money will come with it. So I never look at barbering like it's a money maker. It's like my craft and my passion. And I think that's what makes me money, because I think some people look at it like, I need to make as much money as I can, but then that takes away from the passion and that affects the quality.
It's intentional again, right?
Sure.
What's your intent?
Yeah, what's your intent? That's a great way to
make the most money.
Absolutely. Yeah,
right.
sure.
That's
and that can be good intent sometimes, but other times, like at the end of the day, dude, if that's the only driving force, money can only get you so far in life, dude.
Yeah.
And we all die at the end of the day. We all, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we are all equal, and so money, it only goes so far in my mind. And I mean, until you're like a fucking millionaire, and then you're like, fuck it, whatever your intent was, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But when people tell me they want to get into barbering, I'm like, what is the intent? Or like, why? And then they say that, and I'm like, I don't know, man. There's like a whole world to this, and a whole like, it's almost like, it's like gatekeeping, and not in a sense of like being mean, but it's like, if you want to be a part of this, like you should really want to be a part of it. With anything, with a lot of things, even jiu-jitsu. I think everybody should try jiu-jitsu, and I think everybody should get punched in the face. I think everybody should get choked out. I think everybody should like have their arm thrown in an arm bar. Like, it is good for you as a man to be taught that you can get hurt by somebody else. And a lot of times by people that don't look like they could hurt you on the street that you don't think, and then you change your perspective. But it's funny because I feel like it's all in the same, like barbering and jiu-jitsu and all these different things, where it's just like, if you're not serious about it, or like, I don't know, you don't have to, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a master at it, but if you're going to do it, like, you need to do it wholeheartedly and with good intent. And if you don't do it with good intent, then don't even do it. And that's how I feel, even with jiu-jitsu, where it's like, I don't know, I guess I'm on the side of the aisle, and maybe a lot of people wouldn't agree, where it's like, oh, you can just train one day a week or a couple days a week, and you can, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that there's still good intent behind that. And it's not like you have to train to be the greatest or go to competitions even. You can just train just to be in good shape. But if those aren't the intents, if you're just training to hang out with your buddies, I guess, and just kind of like, I don't know, whatever, it's like, you should train with a purpose. Or like, you should train to be a barber with a purpose. Or you should have some sort of purpose behind everything you do, I guess. Which maybe, I don't know, maybe that doesn't make sense. But like, in my mind, I feel like everything should have a purpose behind it. It's even with the car stuff, where it's like, the purpose is getting outside, bringing my family outside with me, enjoying the outdoors, keeping my kids off the screens, which my kids aren't like tablet kids. No offense to anybody that has tablet kids, or that their kids have iPads.
They should take very much offense.
Sure, but I just am like, I don't want my kids to be like that,
right,
you know? And so, and my kids watch TV, and like every now and then you'll see them on our phones and stuff, but very rarely. And I am just like, I want to have, my intent is to like give my family a life of being able to be outside. I want my kids to be comfortable in the dirt and be dirty, and like, know that not everything is at the touch of a button. And with a lot of things, even with barbering, because it's funny, because guys will ask about it and they're like, I want to be a barber. And I'm like, okay, cool, man. You got to go to school for 1,000 hours, and you got to make no money.
Literally 1,000?
Yeah, it's 1,000 hours. You go to school for 1,000 hours from, 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. So it's like a full-time job, and you'll do that. And then, you'll make no money. You might make tips while you're like working in the little shop at the school, and then
there's
you get
no
out.
Hourly or anything,
like for like money. No. Yeah, you're just going to school.
Oh,
yeah, it's like going to college, and it's a full-time job. So unless you want to work nights or work part-time after school, and you can go to school part-time in some places, but then it's going to take,
twice as long.
Yeah. And so if you want to get it done, you got to have no job. You got to sacrifice whatever you've got going on financially, or hope you have someone in your life that'll take care of the things for you. And then you got to get out, and you either got to go work at an hourly shop that's not going to pay you that great. It's probably going to have a weird culture. Or you go work for yourself and you do something independent, like renting a chair at a shop or opening a shop, but then you got to do everything from scratch yourself and have the money to do all that. It's just weird, man. It's a lot of sacrifice for a job that's like, as much as it is my life, it's just cutting hair. And it's not like I'm not a surgeon. It's not like I'm like, you know what I mean? Doing something that's like detrimental to society, but it kind of is to some people.
Yeah. I mean, I used to think that way as well, but I feel like that robs you of purpose and value. Because I used to do the same thing because it's always the surgeon, it's always the doctor.
Yeah.
And granted, like that is extremely valuable.
Sure, like, but everything has value.
Yeah. But my dad actually saved me from that logic because he's a doctor, and I'm like, well, on a airplane, they'd never be like, is there a videographer on board? You know, it's always, is there a doctor on board? Yeah, I got you, dog. No, it's always, is there a doctor on board? Yeah. My dad being a doctor, he's like, well, what do doctors do when they get off from the ER?
Yeah.
They watch movies.
Yeah.
They listen to music on the way home.
True. Yeah.
And they read books.
Yeah.
It's like we derive, and I'm going more creative my style, but everybody needs a haircut.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that human interaction. Everybody needs, like, I'm sure that you constantly see the confidence level skyrocket with men.
Oh yeah.
Where they walk 100%. In and they're kind of timid and maybe they've not spent a lot of time in a barbershop or whatever.
Yeah.
They're looking a little haggard, and then 30 minutes or an hour later, it's like there's a whole nother human.
Yeah,
and they go, "Holy cow!"
Yeah,
I mean, I've done it
so much
many times. Tucker's done his thing.
Yeah,
I go to Zinc, and I'm like, "Fucking check
it
out, bro! See the eyebrow thing? Yeah. So like, don't rob yourself of value because
absolutely. Well, and that is true, and I 100% I agree with that too.
You just mean you don't take it super serious, like.
Well, it's not even that I don't take it seriously. I just think it's. Gosh, I don't even remember what the whole point of me even saying that was. But I just mean it in a sense of like, even with it not. I guess I almost mean it in the opposite of like, even though it's not what somebody would deem as important as being a surgeon or a doctor or whatever, it should be important to you if you're going to do it. So when I talk to people that are wanting to do it, I'm like, dude, if you want to do it, like, you got to fucking do it. And I've said that to guys at the shop. Newer guys where I'm like, you're blessed and you have the ability to do something that, like, there's not even a lot of people that do it. Like, you can count the ratio of how many barbers to how many people live just in Joplin is so crazy. There's not that many of us. So it is this kind of like, it's like a little society of us and a community of us. And we're really cutthroat with each other, and a lot of us don't like each other or whatever, so it's not like,
that's just human nature.
Sure. That's human nature. 'Cause we're all competitive. But at the end of the day, we all do the same thing. So I tell some of these guys, I'm like, dude, like, you are so lucky that you get to do this like weird thing that like such a small amount of people in this community do, or in society in general. And so it's like, get so fucking obsessed with it, it makes you sick to your stomach. Like, watch videos and learn until your fucking eyes start spinning. Like, you should. And maybe that's also not a great way to look at it, because there has to be some sort of balance with that. But even to roll it into a lot of different things where it's like, if you love it, you should do it. And you should do it to the utmost and with the best intent until it's not healthy for you anymore. You know what I mean? And I think that's when we get into the whole, at the beginning of the whole conversation, when you have too many things going on, and it's like, all right, bro, like, you got to back it off a little bit. Like, you can't do this and that and this and that to the utmost for all of those things. So, yeah, it's just, and I guess that even comes back to the whole, like, when are you content? In what's your level of content? Like, where's the bar at for being content in life? So, and some people have different bars, and some people have different limits that they want to push themselves to.
That's why I don't ever like judge anyone.
Sure.
If they're like, I can come to jiu-jitsu once a week. Like, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's awesome. Well, and I think I think I'm even more like self-conscious about it. And then I see people out in public, or they come into the shop, because a lot of the guys from the gym still come to the shop and get cut, which is awesome. And, they'd be like, oh, man, you've been rolling? No. Oh, that's okay. Well, hopefully you get back into it, man.
Yes.
And that's all it is.
That's all I've gotten as well. Yeah.
I think
it's just seasons of life,
Sure.
And they understand that.
Yeah.
And you feel bad for not going.
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. I'm like, I feel like a piece of shit.
People are like, you still rolling? Like, yeah.
Yeah. I always am like, well, it's funny because I talk like, it's such a weird thing, because it's not like I even did jiu-jitsu for that many, I always say I did it on and off for 2 years and had a really short love interest with jiu-jitsu. Yeah. And when I loved it, I really, really loved it. But it was almost like a weird relationship of like, I know maybe now is not like the time for us to do our thing. You know what I mean? And so when I talk to people about it, though, I talk about it like I go do it every fucking day still. And I like think about, I can even remember like rolling with people that I rolled with 2 years ago that I haven't seen in forever, but it's just because I loved it so much.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like a weird thing where it's like you said, a season of life. Everybody has their own things going on. And it's funny because I feel that same way where I'm self-conscious and I talk to somebody else that's like, I saw somebody the other day and I was like, man, you rolled it all? And they're like, dude, I haven't been in like a year. And I could tell they feel bad. And I'm like, I haven't been in fucking 2 years, dude. Yeah. And we haven't seen each other in that amount of time. Yeah. But we still acknowledge each other as people that have like experienced that same thing together, which is cool. I think there's not a lot of things in life in general that you can have that. Like and there's different, like martial arts is one thing, but like even videography, like you could talk to me until your face turned blue about, white balance and like getting all these different things right and like audio balance and shit. Cause I did a little bit of photography and stuff back in the day, but like composing scenes and different things, whatever. Right. So you could talk to me about it, but like, that's not my world. So when you talk to somebody that's their world too, there's a bond that creates with two people where it's like, there's just not that many people that do it. And obviously there's tons of people in the world that do jiu-jitsu. It's not like there's just a few of us. There's thousands of people all over the planet. But like in the grand scheme of how many people on the planet there are versus how many people have done jiu-jitsu or do jiu-jitsu actively. Very small. It's pretty small. Yeah. And so it's cool when you talk to some guy where it's like, man, fucking, you ever been putting this before? That sucks ass. Yeah. And they know exactly what it feels like. So it's, and then like with barbering, I feel like it gets even smaller because it's like, there's only so many people that even understand the plight of that kind of job. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. It's cool. But again, it's all about finding community. And I think everybody's just constantly searching for some sort of community, which is, it's cool, but not everybody. I know it's a weird thing to say, and it's probably a little, maybe not controversial, but it is kind of mean sounding when it's like, not every community is for everybody. And I know that's like,
that seems logical.
I think it's logical.
Like I can support every community, like I'm not a furry.
Sure.
But I'm glad they're having a fucking blast.
Yeah, but you don't have to be a part of it. No. And I think that's a good way to look at it.
I'll high five them on the street or whatever. Like, let's do this. But I'm not going to, like, I can't.
Put the mask on.
I might put the mask on for a second. Oh my Just, God. You know what I mean? Like, I might experience it for a second.
But that's how I look at it where, and and I've said that, like, there was this whole thing that I had, again, seeing this just online. But there's a really big push in, like, the UK with tattoo artists and these people that were creating like tattoo academies. And so you would go through these like crash course tattoo classes and then they would like license you to be a tattoo artist. And so there was a lot of people that were on there that were, really, really highly acclaimed artists that were like, these are bullshit because you're essentially telling people that have no business tattooing that they can tattoo. And then they're going out and like getting people infected with staph or putting just terrible fucking art on their body. And so there's been this whole movement over there in that sense where it's like bring back gatekeeping of tattooing.
Interesting.
And I think that that's good. And I think we should bring back gatekeeping with a lot of different things, which sounds mean and it sounds kind of rough. And not that it means that not everybody can be a part of something, but I think that there should be a cost of entry if you want to be in something. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Saying bring back gatekeeping is like it's not the right term.
You don't think so?
No, because it's too harsh.
It is harsh, but I think that it is like, it's like with barbering where it's like, dude, if you want to really be a part of barbering, there is a cost of entry.
Initiation.
Or maybe that's
it. And that's what we don't have. That goes all the way back to the masculine thing. Why are we all trying to validate ourselves and say we're so?
I want to initiate myself to be a man.
Yes, there's no initiation. There's no more like shaman that comes out and says,
"You are now."
Here's Colby. He was a boy when he woke up. When he goes to bed at night, he's a man. Everybody in the tribe, man. Do we all acknowledge?
Sure.
We acknowledge he's a man.
That's true.
And then there probably shouldn't be any sort of valid. Or, you are a man at that point.
Yeah.
We don't have that. We have like birth, 18. When you're 18.
You're a man now.
Good luck.
You can't even buy cigarettes now, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You can't take a shot, but.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly where, and I think that is a great way to look at it, where it's like, there is no initiation. There is no like...
And there's no mentors. No. Like, I think in Japanese culture, you're going to learn how to do a vase.
Sure.
Or, they're very crafty people. But
crafty bastards.
Making swords and, their tea ceremonies. And, like, everything is very, very detailed oriented and very sacred. Yeah. And they have that sort of...
it's purpose and intent.
Oh, yes. Purpose and intent. But they have that ritual or the initiation. You've ever seen Jiro Dreams of Sushi. Mm-mm. It's a great documentary. It's probably on Netflix. Almost 100% is on Netflix. It's about a sushi maker in Japan that just shows his process, and it is so detailed. He has guys like rolling rice or whatever this is called with their rice for decades. They don't even make sushi.
They just do the rice.
Yeah. Learning under him, watching him. Like, that's how serious they take that craft. Really? So when you say, like, let's bring, and I know you're not saying it, but, you know, the mantra of we need to make things more difficult. Because everybody thinks they're an influencer. Everybody thinks they're a tattoo.
I think we should. It sounds mean.
No, I'm with you 100%. But I want to encourage people. Like, I can't crush people. Like, you want to be a tattoo artist? Yeah. Okay, we're going to see how much you really want to be a tattoo artist. But you got to, And I think that's pushing ink on pig asshole for a while.
Fucking and again, speaking out of school, I don't know what it's like to be a tattoo artist. I think it's the same thing with apprenticing to be a tattoo artist, where it's like there's a lot of what was the word I want to even use? Sacrifice. Like you're sacrifice. Like you have to sacrifice something to be something. Yes. I think that's what it takes. Right. And I think, again, I agree with you where it's like, it's just everything has become very easy for everything in a lot of ways. And I think there's still some things out there, even with videography, dude, where it's like I did photography for a little bit before I got into barbering because I was looking for my tribe. I was looking for my group. I wanted to find my community. And I thought that was it. And I realized it wasn't. And I didn't want to do it. And I just didn't want to, I didn't have... the intent was there and the purpose was kind of there, but the end of the road for it, I was like, this just isn't like that's not what I'm looking for. And so I backed out, and that's cool with me. Right. And and people start things and they end things. And I think that, not to say you shouldn't try new things, I guess and it's weird because there is a nuance to it. It's not like, hey, don't try it. Don't even, if you don't want to be the fucking best at it, don't even worry about trying it. You should try it. But I think that at some point in the process, you need to be like, is this the thing? Or is this what I want to do? With hobbies, when I think it comes to like the craft and art of like even sushi making or like barbering or videography where someone's paying you money to do it, I think that's where the difference lies. Because you don't get paid to do jiu-jitsu unless you're the best. That is different. But like you get paid to do videography. I get paid to barber. Someone gets paid to do tattoos. And when you get into that, I think that's the line of like, okay, you've hit the ceiling. Here comes the sacrifice. And you have to sacrifice something if you want to become not even the best, but just a competent. Just legitimately a part of the community. Yeah. Because there are people that cut, there are tons of people just even around here that cut hair out of their fucking house. And that's cool with me. I don't care, but you're not on the same level as me. And I don't care if those people think they are or not. That's totally fine. And some people are really good. Not to say that they're not good, because there are people that cut out of their house that are fucking awesome. And sometimes their shop is out of their house. Not dogging that. But then you've got like a high school kid that cuts out of his house, or you've got like a guy that's in his 30s that never wanted to, he just has put off going to barber school and just kind of wants to do it on the side, or it's like his side hustle. Right. And I'm not a side hustle. And when you look at it like that, there's no good intent to that. You know what I mean? Or you're just not going to get better that way.
Well, it's like, don't compare yourself to me.
Sure.
This is what I've sacrificed. Yeah. I put 1,000 hours in. I paid this money. I did this.
Sleepless nights, paying, being broke. Right. A lot of things. So
and
that's not just me, but just.
Look at my haircut.
Sure.
Like, I'm just like you. Like, I see you're cutting hair. I'm glad you're cutting hair. Yeah. And that's pretty good.
That's cool. Everybody starts somewhere. Yeah. But like, if that's the finish, if that's your end, if the goal is there, well, dude, that's it. Like I met the ceiling, then I surpassed it. And if you got to your ceiling and you went backwards because you didn't want to surpass it, we're not on the same level. It's the same with videography, and it's the same with tattooing, where it's like you can scratch tattoos on people's arms in your fucking house all day long. Yeah. But until you're somebody that put in the time, found a shop to take you as an apprentice, and maybe I'm wrong. Again, it's not my world, because there could be somebody that sees this that tattoos. It's like, that's not even how it fucking works. I could totally be wrong. Yeah. And you could be a great artist. Not saying that this dictates you as like how good you are at your thing, but like when you want to be legit, you got to do the things and take the steps to make you fucking legit. You know what I mean? And that's with a lot of stuff, dude, because there are tons of people that do shitty videos and shitty photography for people. And it's just kind of like their side thing. But then the difference is like, okay, is this your side thing that you want to do eventually, and you're working towards your goal of this becoming your thing? Or is this just your side thing because it gives you some extra fucking money for beer on the weekends or something like that? There's a difference between those people. And then even those people that still, you got your full timers, and then that's a totally different thing. So, and there's just levels and layers to everything. But I just think, like you said, gatekeeping is harsh. but I think there should be a cost.
It's
of admission.
correct.
It is correct.
I get
and
it.
It is mean.
Yeah.
But there should be a cost of admission to be a part of a community. It's like even with the off-roading thing where it's like you can talk about it and you can buy the shit, but until you go on the fucking trail and go up, like I went up, I don't know, until you go up some like crazy shit and somebody watches you do it, like those guys that are really balls deep in that stuff, I don't know, I don't know, this is so like niche for this like community of stuff, but like you're just a dude that has a truck with big ass tires that drives to the mall until you've gone and done something. And I know that's such a weird niche thing to say, and not that that really matters, not that that's a measure of you being a man. But you know what I mean? But it is just like, if you want to be a part of that community, guys that go do off-road shit, you can't just drive on the pavement, dude. Like, you got to go get in the dirt. If you want to say, I do fucking jiu-jitsu, I even feel weird saying, I try not to say I do jiu-jitsu. I try to at least say I used to do jiu-jitsu, but I like jiu-jitsu. Because I don't do jiu-jitsu. I haven't fucking been, like, I haven't done it in a really long time, so I don't feel like it's correct for me to even say that I actively do it. But it would be weird for a guy to be like, I do jiu-jitsu, and they just watch jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Sure, like they watch it on TV, like you got to go.
Well, that would be
crazy. Exactly. That's how I feel like even
I do a lot of things then.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, yeah, dude, I've like saved.
I've been bombing Iran for like so much lately.
Oh my God. I've been making every decision going on this
right.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And again, maybe that's so like out of like school of thought to even think, but like, I do just feel like everything has become, I guess even rolling it back to like being a man, where it's like everything's become easy. I think we need to embrace not even being a man, but just as a society of people, men and women and people, we should be okay with things being harder. Because I think if you are okay with things just being easy and everything's easy all the time, the cost of admission is zero. And then what's vetting you? You know what I mean? Like if it was if you could just join.
Well, that's why they have like, where'd you go to school?
Sure.
I went to Harvard.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's
that guy's
not
fucking smart.
Yeah. Pitt State.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So there is like, we like to tier things like that, you know, like,
and that's society, but men especially. Cause that is a big, like,
we got to know though. Like I got to know, like if I'm going to get my hair cut, I want to know like where you went to school or like what you've been doing. Or how
long you've been doing.
Yeah, right. Maybe not school or whatever, but like
that's usually
where do you fall on this skill level?
Where's your tiering at? Yeah. Well, and like,
I cut out of my garage. I'm going to be like, well, do you have some photos or something?
Yeah, well, sure. And dude, and again, not to knock that. And I know that it sounds like I am. But there are guys that cut out of their house that are great. And there are people that fucking cut out of their house that are on Instagram that are better than everybody, than me, than tons of people.
Those are the anomalies.
Sure.
Right?
And that's the minority of all
That's
of
why they have an Instagram following. It's like,
this
dude cuts out of his garage.
Yeah.
You
know?
Well,
like we had this guy, I had this dude come in last week he's a welder over by Pittsburgh. And he's from Chattanooga. And he comes in and I asked him how he found the shop. And he goes, man, I'm just looking for like a good barbershop. There's a dude that's in Pittsburgh. And he was like, it's like a younger kid, and he seems like he does an okay job, but it's out of his fucking kitchen, man. And I'm just not going to pay that money to get cut in somebody's kitchen. And I'm like, there it is. There's the cost of admission, dude.
Yeah.
Because that guy's just not a part of the, like, there's like levels of the community, and that guy's not in this level of the community. He's in his own level. And I don't know, not to talk down on people like that, because that's not what this is, but it is just like,
there's a difference.
There is a difference. And I think that's with everything.
Separation. You know?
Well, and it's like, look at jiu-jitsu is a great way to look at it. You got belts. That's your differentiation. Because there's tons of white belts.
And how do you treat different belts? I mean, you should treat all belts the same. But subconsciously, I've been to a giant seminar with thousands of people. I know how they treat.
Oh, absolutely.
I see the eyes go like, every time.
Yes.
Real quick. Who are you? Where are you?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And you fall in that hierarchy very quickly.
Yeah. And I think that's like, I think the last few years, like society and different communities have told us that that's like not a good way to look at things. And then I think that there's been a lot of pushback of like, no, I want that. It's like even the military.
It's religion.
It's just like, it's ranking. Like there should be some sort of rank in life.
Yes.
Not to say everybody, again, even all that said, the barbershop, I treat everybody exactly the same.
No, I understand.
But there should be like, there are people that when they come in, I treat them just like the guy that makes $40,000 a year. I treat him the same as the guy that makes $350,000 a year. But at the end of the day, the $350,000 guy has, I don't know. There's just a ranking in life, and that guy has just
there's lots of different rankings.
Worked harder. Yeah. He's learned more. He's made smarter decisions in life, and he probably has more life experience because of those things.
Possibly.
So to say Sure, possibly. And maybe I'm wrong, but I just think that it is this thing.
Generally.
Like, generally, that's true. Yeah. Some people luck out.
Right.
But I feel like you can look at somebody that has more merit or more acquisition of things in life and say, that guy has at least more life experience in this or that, or has just done more things than someone that is just getting started in life. That's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and then age comes into play with all of that too. I don't know. It's all just a big circle of shit, I guess. but you know what I mean?
This monster is firing.
Yeah. I'm like, my God, dude, this thing is just getting me going.
I think it calls into question, like, what is your value system?
Yeah.
Like Americans, so we'll call Western people, always have the value system of like, who has the most? Do you have the most money? Do you have the most cars? Which that is like a symbol of wealth. That is like usually a symbol of intelligence or at least luck. But I'd like to push like further past that and like, I don't know, who's the nicest? Who's the most generous? You know, rank people in that regard.
I think so too.
I mean, we're getting there as a society just because nobody can afford anything. So like the whole material thing is really falling apart.
We're all broke right
We're
now.
all broke except for everyone that's buying trucks and cars, and like it makes no sense. And
but
like, can I see your bank statement, please?
I would love to know how much credit card debt people are in.
I mean, it's got to be astronomical.
Yeah, that's how I
It's
feel.
more. When I see the data, there is more credit card debt than there has ever been.
Oh yeah. I know.
And people are missing payments. So I'm like,
I'm like,
buckle up, boys.
I know.
Buckle up. I don't know what's about to happen.
Well, and I remember even thinking that, like what you said about like who's the nicest or who's the most. I remember thinking that even a couple years ago. There was a guy that I had not gone to high school with, but he was kind of from the same area, and he passed away. And it was from COVID. He died during COVID and got sick. And I think it was just when no one knew what was going on, and I don't know if he had like underlying things, but he died, and he had some kids, and it was just terrible. It was really sad. But I just remember like when he passed away, people were like, dude, he was just like the nicest guy. He was so kind and just like a friend and like he was a brother to people and like a good son. And like, I don't know if that like really like hit until I got older. And I think like as you get older, like you're more, especially having kids, like mortality kind of becomes more realistic in your mind. And I think even jiu-jitsu, you realize how easy it is for someone to fucking kill you.
It's quick.
And then you have kids, and then you're like, well, I can't die. I have to stay alive.
Yeah.
And all these things come into play. And I just remember thinking like, man, like I just like when I die, if we can get to the point where I don't die, that'd be cool. Like some AI thing download me into a computer or whatever.
Transhumanist.
Yeah. But like when I die, I just have always thought like, and I've said it even with the shop regarding business stuff, and money is important, not to say it's not, but like, I don't want, like, no one's going to be at my funeral being like, man, like, look how much money he made, dude. Like, look at all the money he's got. Look at all the cars he has, and look how big his house is. Like, nobody gives a fuck about any of that because you're in the ground, dude. And so
I argue that I don't even think they give a fuck while you're alive.
Sure.
I mean,
at the end of the day, they really don't.
Think.
Yeah, people admire things, but at the end of the day, it has no bearing.
For a second, you know.
Yeah, but if you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about what truck you drive or what car you have.
They go, whoa, cool truck.
You're
back to my problems.
Yeah, exactly. That too. And I just remember thinking, like, after that, and there's been a few people that like are kind of from the same area that I went to high school that passed away young. Really weird.
You went to Joplin High School?
No, Cassville. Yeah, Cassville. But yeah, and so I just remember like thinking like after a while, and especially with my kids, I'm like, I just want to die with a legacy of like kindness and caring and being a part of like community or creating a community. I feel like with Fortune, the barbershop, we've done that. And like I've had guys, I've seen people on their worst days. I've seen people on their best days. I've seen people before they had their kids. I've unfortunately cut people right after they lost their kids. So it's just a weird dynamic to be a part of that and like to create a community of that. It's cool because it's just like, I don't know, when I die, that'll be a part of my legacy of like just being a catalyst for kindness, I think. Yeah. And being nice to people and treating everybody equally, no matter how much money you make or whatever you drive or whatever you have. I think I like the hobbies that I like. And I think a lot of guys like the hobbies that they like because they try to create some sort of equalness between them and other people. You know what I mean? Because there's like, we talked about it, like do jiu-jitsu, and you were talking about Dawn And you're like, man, I had no idea about Dawn. Or like there are people there and you're like, man, this guy probably has a ton of money. But at the end of the day, if you could fuck him up, you can fuck him up. It doesn't matter who he is.
No.
And so I like that with the barbershop where it's like, it doesn't matter who they are, dude. They got to come in and get a haircut no matter what. Is it great to have a nice client that, you know, is maybe like a high quality person or whatever? Sure. Yeah. That's awesome. That's cool. But at the end of the day, we're all human beings. So I don't know, treating everybody the same. I think that's super important. And as a man, I think that, especially getting older and having kids, I think that true masculine energy is being like kind. And all, you know, I don't know, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I know a bunch of dudes and I'm like, all right, dude, I get it. Like, you're a badass, you're a hard ass, you never crack a smile, you don't laugh at anything, like you don't say I love you back to people or stuff like that. And like Tucker, I remember meeting him before I knew him that well and being like, bro, Tucker's like, and he was really big at the time. And I'm like, Tucker's like a big, strong, tough guy. And then I remember really getting to know him when he came to the shop because I miss him so much, dude. He's such a good dude. But I remember him being like, oh, I love you, buddy. I love you. You're a goober. You're such a funny, you know, whatever.
He does say that.
And I'm just like, oh man, like that's like a brother. You know what I mean? Like that's a true guy. That's a good dude. I think that's good. Like I think that's good masculine energy because there's other people that aren't like that. And then it's like just awkward and weird. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah.
No, you're 100% right.
I feel like you're that way. You know what I mean? Like you're a big, strong, like you're a hard man, hard, but you're soft. I like that.
Yeah, it's I think Jordan Peterson said it once. Are you familiar with Jordan?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's talking about you become a monster and then you can control it. Because like I don't respect. I'll just say it, soft men. You know,
sure,
like I'm not mean to them.
No,
but I'm not gonna be like I want to be like him.
No,
I'm looking at guys that are like tough. They tough in any regard.
Yeah,
tough as like. I know guys that wake up at 4 a.m. and they go do their welding job or their construction job, and they don't work out or train.
But they're just fucking tough, strong guys.
Yeah, tough in the regard of working hard, but tough is like you're keeping society going.
Sure.
You're taking care of your family. Like I respect the hell out of that. I'm not going to be like, you don't go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't know how to fucking put somebody in an omoplata, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so it is some sort of dynamic of being hard or being tough or being dangerous, I guess is what it is.
Yeah.
But controlling it.
Sure.
It's like that force behind that. I can tear your arm off, but I can also give you a hug.
Yeah.
Because like I don't want to tear your arm off. But I'm capable of it.
Yeah, but
it's just this weird like oscillation between the two. Those are the men that I respect the most.
I agree.
And especially the teachers, you know, like the black belts I've been around.
Yeah, that could
somehow every black belt's like an amazing teacher.
Well, I think that it is.
I don't understand.
I think it's a breaking down of ego and
that's right. It's the journey. We're all on this journey on different paths and trails, but these black belts have made it so far that's like they've almost become enlightened in a way.
I was about to say it is like an enlightenment.
It's probably the same with barbering. Like when you get a black belt, you know, if we had a tier system, when you get to a black belt barber, that dude is probably enlightened. Yeah, he probably gives off that
because there's no competition at that point. Like there is no like
the only competition. It's you
yourself.
Exactly. Which is the whole. It's the whole secret the whole time.
Exactly.
I mean, even if
you don't learn it until later.
Well, you can learn it earlier, but it's like I think you learn it at some point, but it's almost like you're forced to learn at the very end.
Sure.
Like,
well, I think so.
There's nothing left to learn except
that's it. Me.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and I think that you always hear, you know, some of these guys that are like, you know, the only person I'm trying to beat is the person I was yesterday. You know what I mean? And I think that like I like that. And like I forget who it was that said it, but I don't remember if it was a podcast or like a video or if it was like it might have been someone in like real life that I heard say this. I don't even know. That's how pilled I am on the internet at this point. I'm like, did I hear that?
Is that real life?
Was that like in person that I heard that, or was that like a video I watched?
I mean, you're not alone.
But you know, he was talking about fatherhood, and I forget who it was, but he goes, I just want to wake up and know that like I'm being the best dad I can be, and I can be a better dad than I was yesterday, and that's the only thing I strive to do. And I respect that as a father and as a husband and as a man, because I think that's what we should all do instead of, and I agree. The soft man thing, I don't know. I feel
you don't want to be harmless.
No, I think that if somebody I think there's a difference between being unassuming and being harmless. And if you are truly harmless, because there are plenty, again, not that I'm a badass. I suck at jiu-jitsu. And maybe I'm wrong and all these people could fuck me up in a fight. I could be totally wrong. Or they all have guns. They all have their dad's guns. Everybody has their father's gun.
Yeah. Are you on your honeymoon?
Yeah. But you know, and I think that's even a good analogy to think of it as, where it's like, you know, when is it like, you can only have your dad's gun for so long, dude. And then you got to get your own. I think that's a good way to look at it. As a man, you can only ride on somebody else's shit for so long until it's you and somebody else and you guys are scrapping, or you got bills to pay and you're alone in your truck at 4 a.m. going to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nobody else there with you. You got to do it by your own.
Yeah.
So
another lesson.
Yeah.
Well, they say no one's coming to save you.
Sure.
That's the lesson there.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's a good way to look at it. But I think that at the end of the day, the other half of that can be, if we all create a community of people that all understand that, yes, there is somebody there. You know what I mean? Because I don't think everybody should feel alone, but I just think you should be okay with the hard times of what that could mean. You know what I mean? Yes. But I just think if we all understand that, or even a chunk of us understand that, there's a community of people.
Yeah, you don't have to do it alone. You know, that's what,
you don't have
that's
to.
the thing I see a lot is people
but you should know how to. I guess
you should be capable. I mean, I guess
capable
so.
of doing it alone, but you don't have to do it alone.
Yeah, there's so many times where men specifically are like, I got to do it. No one's gonna help me. It's like, I would have helped you. Why didn't you call me? But I've been that guy of like, I gotta do every fucking thing myself. I know, and then, you know, Tucker's a great example where he's like, why didn't you call me?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
Didn't want to bother you. It's like, well, why didn't you? I wish you would have bothered me. I was watching Netflix, you know, doing nothing, and I would have helped you move or listened to you talk about whatever. Yeah. But I think the next evolution of this whole thing of men is the community.
Yeah, I think so too.
And not a community that is bound together by some sort of hobby or skill or interest. It's just community.
Yeah, I think so.
It's just, you're a man, I'm a man.
Yep.
We do these things. Because you know, the whole, once you know the way broadly you see it in all things, the Musashi quote, it's like, once you understand barbering and you get that far along, it's like, oh, this applies.
Yeah, the scope is
to everything else.
A lot of different things.
And once you have a group of men that have all made that journey, it don't matter. Like, it's almost like the squad, you know, like, oh, so-and-so, he's got the trucks, he's got the mechanics.
This guy does
exactly, but you're all connected.
Sure.
And you're like filling each other's gaps in energetically as far as like, he's loud, he's quiet, he's outgoing, he's, you know, he's intelligent, he's a retard or whatever, you know, but it's like, we all get along, and
sure, everybody has their own purpose.
There's a tribe.
Yeah.
Suddenly there's this tribe, you know, that is what we're looking for.
I guess that's what I even mean by the whole thing of like, not every community has to be your community, but we're all a part of the same community, which is very weird to say, but I think that it is just like, we're all in it together, and guys, and not just guys, but girls too, women as well. But it's like, if you want to say just men, we're all a part of the same struggle in life. We all just have our own parts in it and our own roles to play in the whole thing. So not everybody has to be a part of every single fucking facet of every part of society. It's okay to just be a part of one little thing, because at the end of the day, it's all one group of us, you know, against, I don't know, whatever's out there or whatever. Death.
Loneliness.
Depression,
whatever.
Sure.
Darkness.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Despair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the quote that the cost of community is... I just had it.
Damn. Yeah.
It's not incompetence. It's
the cost of community is.
It's where it's like it's not ideal. Like the timing's not ideal. What is that? Is not in consideration. The cost of community is. It'll come to me in a little bit, but yeah. I remember watching a TikTok where this girl was saying that quote about, I don't want to go out tonight. Yeah. But that's the cost of community. Is to go out. I would rather, I would rather stay inside. It's much more inconvenience. The cost of community is inconvenience.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes you don't want to do it, but you have to do it to be
most
a part
of the time.
Well, and that's what I even mean about like that's a great way to look at it. Even with, I guess, what I've been saying about like the barbering thing, where it's like, if you want to do this, if you want to be a part of it, the cost of this is extremely inconvenient. Yeah. And it's a sacrifice.
It's worth it.
Sure. And at the end of the day, it is, but there's a cost of entry to be a part of the club, dude. Like, you don't get to be a part of the club. There's a difference between dudes with jiu-jitsu that are like the trial guys that show up for a few days to try it out, and the dudes that are even full-on white belts that went and bought the gi. Because I almost look at it, you know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, he got the gi.
It's a ritual. Sure.
You got the gi, you got the thing, you spent the money on it. Okay, that's a little legit. All right, you've been here a few weeks, you got a stripe, or you've been here a few months, you got a stripe, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
another ritual.
Sure.
You see these rituals.
And that's what I'm saying, man. I respect that. I think that's why I like that so much. And I like a lot of things like that where, it's kind of funny today even because I just went out on like this first trip over the weekend with some people that I don't know. And went like off-roading or whatever. And then I got a bunch of like messages today before I came out here. And it was these dudes that are like kind of bigger members in this like community of like off-roaders that are hitting me up. And they're like, hey man, like we saw you out there, dude. Like that was cool. And added me and like, man, if you ever need anything like or this or that or whatever, legitimately just today. And I'm like, oh, that's the cost is like I had to spend my Saturday going and doing this and showing like I'm serious about doing this. I want to do it.
Interested.
I want to be a part of it. Yeah, like this is my thing. And I think again, it's a niche thing to say it about, but I think that goes for a lot of different things.
See, and that's the gatekeeping part. Like the word, whatever, is tough to say.
Sure, but that is the gatekeeping part.
That's it.
Like, you got to be a part of it, dude.
You have to be part of it. But the step that I love so much, and I wish more people would do. I think they don't do it because of fear and ego, because their identity is so tied up in the thing that they are doing, that this is me and I don't want anyone to overcome me.
Well, you don't want to look bad at something. Nobody wants to look bad.
No, you don't want to look bad at something. But when new initiates come in, they're like, fuck, you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
I hate that energy. I love the energy of just encouragement.
Yeah.
Like
just you can do it.
What these guys did to you.
Yep.
And how much more excited are you? And you
because
go, dude, my muffler system just came, or exhaust system just came into.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just amped up, rather if they're like, hey, don't ever come back.
Like,
you're not a real mud dog.
I'm like, dude, I just spent so much money.
Right. But that encouragement, dude, that feeling, that energy, we need more of that.
Yeah, I think so.
I understand we can't let people be tattooing people.
Well, and I think that but I think that it is like a gatekeeping of I don't even know. I guess gatekeeping is a weird term, but
just
it is
keep the gate closed so not everybody can come in.
But I encourage you to
make sure you
through.
knock.
I encourage you to try to come through the door.
Exactly.
But if you're going to do it, like come correct.
Yeah,
like you
knock on the gate. We'll let you in.
Learn the code word.
Yeah,
like know what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I know. I agree with that, man. I just think it is just everything is it shouldn't be too easy to be a part of every club. Some clubs should be harder than others. Now, if you want to be a part of I don't know, like some clubs can be easy. You can just join, I guess.
It'd just be fun.
Like a book reading club, you don't have to be the most proficient reader. But if you can't read a book, like if you're illiterate, maybe don't join the book reading club.
Audio book, but
yeah.
No, so I was thinking about this earlier. When I was part of too many communities, I remember thinking I'm going to be a part of these communities, and then when I realized there was too much, I could not give them the amount of respect that they deserved. I felt terrible.
Yeah.
But the next part of that was I just have to cut. I just have to say thank you for having me.
Yeah.
But I can't do this.
Yeah.
Because I can't give you enough respect.
Yeah.
To be able to say like, oh, I will be there. Like, how come every time you guys meet, I can't make it?
Sure.
That's not cool.
Not good.
Like you got to be able to rely on me.
Well, and that's I think even with the jiu-jitsu thing for me, where I was like, I can't say 100% to my family, and I can't say 100% to you guys.
Yeah.
And I got to pick somebody in this scenario. And not that anyone's expecting you to show up to the gym, but I guess even for maybe the commitment is to myself, where it's like I can't tell myself I'm going to go train.
There's like a certain amount of commitment that has to be.
Yes.
Like you can be on the fringes. Like I've been to plenty of jiu-jitsu gyms where I've I know the guys and I'm friendly with them, but we're not buddy.
Yeah.
I'm just on the fringe.
Yeah.
But I'm still there enough to be like, what's up, Mike? I
exactly.
get it. You can't just, I don't know. There has to be a percentage all the way in.
Yeah, I agree. I guess that's what I mean by all that, where it's like you got to, there's got to be some skin in the game on your end to be
at least a little bit.
So for for everything in life, I think. So I don't know. I just feel like even talking to people, because I have a lot of guys, and not anything against it, but I'll have guys that come in that just still haven't figured out life yet, and I feel like I try to pass that on as like a piece of advice where I'm like, just like fall in love with something and then just commit to it, dude.
Yeah.
Because I feel like some people get lost in life because they haven't.
Well, there's a lot of shiny objects out there, dude.
Exactly.
There's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. But
what do they call it? Shiny object syndrome?
Yeah. You're always looking. Yeah. And I tell people that, there's a time in life where it's like okay to not be committed, but there's also, as a man, a time in life where it's like, all right, man, like time to walk in. And you can always change things later on, but like see where the path leads you. Like you got to pick some paths, and sometimes you got to pick a bad path and meet it till the end and then realize it wasn't for you. And that's okay. That's a part of learning and growing. Failure is growth. But if you don't even do it enough to fucking fail, and you just did it half-ass,
Yeah.
you didn't grow at all, and it was a big waste of time for everybody.
The worst.
That's how I see it.
Literally the worst outcome.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of people that start things and they don't finish it, and it would have worked out. Maybe it wouldn't have, but you didn't even get there to figure out.
We'll never know.
Yeah, you never even know. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of... It kind of goes back to the whole seasons of life. Seasons of life, relationship to the thing, and like the path that you're on.
Yeah.
And I think you should constantly be ruminating on those things.
Yeah,
like asking yourself, where are you? Like, what's my relationship to barbering today?
Yeah.
I know what it was 10 years ago.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was awesome. But today, do I need a break?
Is this my thing now?
Do I need to, maybe I need to change styles.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to quit it altogether.
Yeah, take a break from it, come back, leave it entirely.
That's what I'm saying, right? And I mean, a lot of people go, no, this is who I am, this is what I do. They just keep going, which sometimes works out.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know. And
sometimes
I'm like, bro, you could have just, it could have been a different, like, maybe that was time to.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to feel it.
Yeah, I think
maybe it's time to shift.
Yeah.
And like you said, you can come back to it.
Sure.
And a lot of times you do.
Yeah.
A lot of times you do come back, but you're refreshed.
Yeah.
And you're
more excited. Have more passion for the thing. Yeah, I think that's even with a lot of stuff. Even for me, where I'm just like, as a man, and just as an adult, I guess, not even as a man, but just as an adult, where I think that's a part of maturing, where it's like, it's okay to like, some things can be in the past, and sometimes you can revisit, and then maybe you fall in love with them again. Again, with jiu-jitsu, where it's like, that was a relationship I had for a while with that. Wasn't quite right. Maybe it'll be right later on. And I'm okay with that. Sure. And I think sometimes, not even the act of actually doing the thing, but just the thought of it is like the maturing part. I mean, where it's like, it's like maturing when you realize like, oh, I don't have to beat myself up about not doing this or doing that or being a part of all these different things. Like, it's okay to be like, no, like I'm not doing that right now.
That's self-validation.
Sure. And I think that's
huge.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, where I'm like, oh, it's okay to like not be your own worst enemy on everything all the time. Right. Some things, like I like beating myself up about some stuff, because I think that's what puts the pressure, again, coming back to like creating your own pressure, because if you don't have somebody, if there's not an external factor creating it for you, sometimes you got to do it for yourself.
Sure.
But other times it's like, I don't know, man, you don't got to bully yourself all the time over everything, constantly. So
like if you were to depersonify that, or like to repersonify that, and the way that you treat yourself is like being the biggest critic of your own, of your own work, but then we make that as a third person, and this person is doing that to you. Would that encourage you to work harder?
Yeah, or discourage you to do it,
or discourage you, right?
Yeah.
So again, you got to figure out like, and I've learned this from my wife, because I'm a David Goggins guy. I want someone to tell me how big of a piece of shit I am.
So it makes you work harder for
and it does, that really gets me going. But when I do that to her, she just she just gets squashed.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of that. I'm that way, where I'm like,
you get squashed.
Yeah, I don't really like the negative. I need positive affirmation, a combination, I think.
Well, of course.
But I don't like a total, because I'm already my worst critic.
Yeah.
Like that's, I think that even with like, I like jiu-jitsu, like Mike over at A-Force is awesome. Both of them are great. And all the guys there, all the higher belts are really awesome, because there's a combination of like positive and maybe not negative, but just like, it's like
it's a harsher.
Yeah, it's like a harsh love. It's tough love. And I like a little bit of tough love. I like that's good. But like, I'm already my worst critic. So if I fuck something up, I'm already in my head like, you fucking pussy, dude. Like, you're such a piece of shit. So then when I have an external validation of the negative come into my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I'm right. I am a fucking pussy, or I did fuck this up.
It confirms your
so bad that
suspicions.
then I confirm that I'm not good enough, or I'm not doing things correctly. So I don't know. I do like a combination of the both, because I don't know. You do need someone. There's time for tough love and like harsh reality. Some like if you think your shit's awesome and then somebody comes in and tells you your shit sucks, like you should take that to heart to be like, oh, I should work harder. But if somebody's like, bro, your shit sucks and you should never fucking do this again, or like, don't even fucking do it unless it's going to get better, then it's like, oh, at least for me personally, I'm like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm already in my mind saying that. So I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Sure.
I'm curious as to And you're not the only one. Like, why are people their own hardest self-critic? Why aren't we encouraging ourselves and be like, Colby, that's a great haircut. Yeah, you did. I would have done this and this a little bit differently, but dude, what a good job.
Yeah, I think that's.
I mean, even me saying that, I can feel that. Like, it's like a flower that's roots are going down and it's blue. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's growth. It's growth energy.
Yep.
Rather than like hammering.
Emotional maturity on a lot of fronts.
I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, dude, I've got to pee so bad.
Oh, dude, we got another hour. No, I'm just kidding. You can go for me. It's like it's down the hall. Yeah.
My god. I'm about to pee my pants.
When you open that door, don't swing it too wide because that little thing is. You drank that whole can.
Dude, I know. I think it was bringing out the best answers I had.
Thank you, Monster.
Down this way?
Yeah, there's 2 of them down there on the left. Sci-Fi and Friends is brought to you by Infinite Productions. Get all your media needs taken care of by Infinite Productions. Also, brought to you by massive amounts of caffeine.
Oh my god. There was no idle time on that. That was all action.
I've done that before. Like mid-conversation, and the guest is like just enlightening me with the deepest stuff. I'm like, I'm about to piss out my eyeballs, dude.
I know. I'm like, dude, enough about masculinity. I've got to piss, dude. Holy shit.
Speaking about masculinity.
I'm like, dude, I'm actually about to go do something super masculine right now.
I'm about to go pee standing up.
Dude, I was like in there and I was like, still? It's still
this
going?
This is impressive.
Yeah, I was like, this is just not healthy. This can't be good, dude. I need to go get checked after this. My God.
Oh, dude, you've smashed a monster.
I know.
A diuretic.
I've been trying to drink a lot of water.
I was like, I'm so thirsty, and I forgot. I got my handy
dandy. Oh my god!
A gallon.
Is that like a full gallon?
It's a gallon metal. Awesome. It was like $30 on Amazon.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is the greatest thing ever. You just carry it with you. Actually broke the top, but
and it's kind of heavy. It's like a good lift.
It's heavy, and it's like it's one of those things like you probably leave the house with 3 or 4 items every time, right? Yeah. This is my 5th.
Really?
You know, I get my phone, my nicotine, my journal, and now my water. And it's like, dude. It's come in handy so many times because I don't know if you're a chugger or not, but I'm a chugger.
I like to chug.
Yes,
I'm not a sipper.
No,
like I do it in large increments.
Exactly, you need this, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
check the link below.
Yeah, I've got like a couple big like Yeti. I've got different size ones, but none of them are like a gallon. They're not that big, but I'll take those and then. Yeah, I smashed like a couple of my like Yeti growler thing, whatever tumbler or whatever. Had a couple of those this morning, so I definitely don't drink enough water. I do not drink.
I don't think anybody does.
No, I know.
I didn't until I had that.
Sometimes I drink so much water that I know it's like a healthy amount of water, and I think my body's so unused to it that I'm like, dude, that's too much water. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, you feel great when you're hydrated.
I'm like, dude, my pee is like way too clear right now. Like that can't be good.
You don't want to flush your system.
Yeah, I'm like, I think I'm like getting the good stuff out.
Yeah,
like,
no, that happens.
Does it really?
Oh yeah, remember that girl died in the Wii tournament or whatever.
Because she was drinking so much water.
Yeah, they were like, I think. Well, I know actually because she was holding her, she wasn't going to the bathroom.
Well, I know with like if you drink so much, doesn't it change like? Dude, don't quote me on it. Like the osmosis of your cells, some shit. Is that right?
Kind of, yeah. Like it can oversaturate them.
That's what I'm saying. And then it like bursts them.
Yeah,
dude. One time,
I mean, I don't think you've probably ever gotten close to oversaturation.
Dude, I'm telling you, one time, I remember my mom. My mom was a nurse, so I'm like a medical expert.
Yeah, my dad was an ER doctor.
There you go. So yeah, we know what we're talking about.
Right. I'll take a look. I mean,
yeah. I maybe my mom or somebody told me they're like, yeah, don't drink ice water too fast because it can hurt you. And I was like, really? And I was like brain freeze? And they were like, no, it can like hurt something with your cells, something, whatever, right?
I think she was just telling you that, dude.
Yeah, she was like, you're going to drown yourself. Yeah. Colby. You got to breathe. And so, because I'm a chugger, I'm not a sipper, dude. And I remember I was like mowing the yard and I came in when I was a kid and I chugged, like, I grew up in a house where we didn't have cups, we had jars. And I still use jars.
Me too.
I like jars.
Me too.
And I remember I filled this jar up with ice water and I started chugging the whole thing to the point that I remember like I felt something in my chest like pop a little bit and it like hurt really bad. And I told my mom and she's like, don't be drinking that water too fast. It'll hurt you,
son.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I've never chugged water like that.
It could be like the temperature, like maybe contracting everything.
Contract something. Yeah,
kind of like the brain freeze thing.
Yeah, it hurt so bad. I remember I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die from all the water I just drank. But yeah, so I just don't chug ice water like that anymore.
That's probably
like room temp. I'll chug it pretty good.
Yeah,
especially dude. I know I've brought up and we've talked about jiu-jitsu like nonstop, But dude, the amount of water you drink training,
the amount of water you sweat out.
Oh my God.
I've never sweat that much.
It's disgusting. I miss sweating like that. I haven't sweat like that since I quit, and I miss it. Because I used to not be like a sweater.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm not like a sweat because I'm a bigger guy, so I'm like I'm not always sweaty.
Yeah, but you're not that big of a guy.
But it's easy to get sweaty. You know what I mean? Like if I get working and moving and like outside, even if the weather's not
good.
Sure.
When
but
people are like, I don't sweat, I'm like, something's wrong.
Yeah. Well, dude, and I used to always be like, I don't know, I don't like to get sweaty. And then like getting legit so sweaty that like you're disgusting and you have to clean everything you touch. Like, dude, I don't know. I like, now that I've done that before, I'm like, oh, it's good to sweat like that.
Oh, yeah.
Probably get so much nasty shit out of your, like, sweat glands and everything. Holy 100%, shit.
Yeah. Do you sauna? Do a sauna ever?
I don't do anything like that. Sometimes I take like a real hot shower.
Yeah.
And then like take a real cold shower, like in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Like I like to do that. My back, that was the other thing. Like I talk about it so much at the shop. It's like a dead fucking horse, dude. But I hurt my back a while back, and so now I constantly have this like back thing going on. And
like, what'd you do?
I slipped a disc in my back, and that's like been another big part of like
how.
Dude, I was changing my son's diaper, and I slipped a disc, which is so weird. No. Dude, I'm telling you,
we're gonna change that story,
bro. I know it's terrible, but
you can tell me the truth.
Well, I had hurt myself like the day before, which is an even worse part of the story because I've never done those. It'd make me probably sick to my stomach.
It's not that much, but.
What? How many is it? 6. No, I shouldn't do it.
It's
6?
6.
Yeah, I don't even vape.
Tucking them do like 18.
I know,
like,
dude.
they do 2 at a time.
See, I've gotten better because I'm off the nick.
Oh, you used to vape, didn't you?
I used to smoke cigarettes heavy. I love smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
that's like my favorite thing to do. Well, now if that was a sport, and if there was a community of men that smoke cigarettes,
is a community of smokers, dude.
Yeah, but like cigarettes, you think?
100%,
like cigars is one thing. And those guys are like sophisticated and classy. And maybe you got like the pipe, like the wooden pipe smokers. It's like pipe smokers, cigar smokers, cigarette smokers, and dudes that just hang out and smoke cigarettes. That's like an AA meeting.
They don't hang out. They bump into each other.
And then they talk for hours.
Exactly.
Dude.
Like, we found one.
Yeah. I love, I always say like, it's like the best, worst thing because I like the creativity from nicotine. I love.
I know
it's the best.
That's why I do that.
And the sense of community with it because it's like that. We used to go to concerts or we'd go to the bar before we had the kids and stuff, and I'd have a pack of cigarettes and I would intentionally not bring a lighter because I'm a social butterfly.
Right.
So I could go up to a dude because I have a wife. I'm married. I wouldn't go up to a girl, but I'd go up to a guy and be like, "What up, man?" And if it was like a cool looking guy or I was at a concert,
up, bro?
Yeah, I'd be like, "What up, dude? Do you have a lighter?" I don't have a lighter. Yeah. Especially if I went out to go smoke, I'd be like, "I don't have a lighter. I forgot my lighter. Can I bum yours?" "Oh yeah." And then you start bullshitting with dudes, and then you become friends really quick. Yeah, I don't know. I miss that, but it's also not good for you. So I
wish it was better for you.
If they could,
that's the only reason I do nicotine at all.
How good are those for you? Are they bad for you? Because it's funny, I almost thought about starting them, but then again, I'm like, I don't have an addiction to it. Why would I intentionally be like, I think I'd like to get addicted to that now?
Yeah, I mean, it's low-key addiction for sure. I mean, it's just a physiological addiction.
Sure, yeah.
For me.
Well, I love nicotine. I think nicotine's awesome.
I do too, and it's definitely a nootropic. You know, like the reason why you like smoking the cigarettes is because of the nicotine rush.
Yeah.
The increase in acetylcholine, you know, your memory is sharper, your thoughts are sharper.
Yeah.
You felt it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I do these. As far as them being good, I think they are probably the best.
Like better than chewing tobacco.
Oh, much better.
I hate it.
Because all it is nicotine.
Yeah. Oh, there's no like.
And most of this.
Is nicotine, it's not a carcinogen though,
no,
right?
nicotine is not a carcinogen.
Yeah. And it's supposedly kind of good for you, right?
Somewhat good.
You're talking me into this now.
I mean, I'm telling you exactly why I do it.
I
mean, I started with the gum, and I liked that. And I am very strict. The only reason I have 6 milligrams is because they were out of the 3s, and they had a discount code that I could use. So I was like, okay, whatever. 6 is too much, dude. I don't like. It's like really? 3 is just the perfect thing for me. And people,
because it's just like a little zip.
It's just enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to climb the ladder and get up to the 9s and the 12s and stuff like that.
That's too much.
No, it makes me dizzy and shit. But the whole purpose is to exactly get you that little zip.
Yep.
Yeah. I have a little espresso. I have a little nicotine, and goes whoop. Oh, here we go.
But you see, I like the ritual of smoking though, and I don't like the smell.
And that's
of it.
what people talk about for sure.
I really, and I went to the vaping thing for a while, but
I just don't like the lung part. I can barely. I don't even know if I can smoke weed anymore because the smoke just irritates my lungs.
I don't like
so much.
Yeah, I did the cigarettes for a long time.
I can do cigars.
See, I don't know
because you don't inhale.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Now I'm to the point, I'm so far removed from that world of cool guys that smoke that like the smell of it used to be nice. Like the cigarette, even like people that up until like a couple of years ago, when I wasn't smoking, I would smell someone that like had just smoked or was smoking, and I'd be like, "Oh man, I like that smell." But now I am like, "Oh, it is kind of like
I have too many good memories connected to it." Dude.
See, I don't know, and like I'm like, "Oh, I never smoked." But
the people I love that did smoke, it's just like immediately, I'm right back there.
And like, I guess now I'm like with the barbering thing. Like I'll have a dude come in and he just smoked a cigarette and I gotta like be around his mouth, like doing his mustache, and I'm like, holy fuck, bro.
No, I don't want to do that.
So now it's almost created, because I was the same way. Like I love the memories and thoughts of like hanging out with my buddies and smoking, going to concerts and smoking cigarettes after a show.
Well, bonfire nights.
I still have people maybe that I'm not close friends with now, but like people that I met randomly at places because they bummed a smoke or I bummed a smoke or we needed a light and we added each other, and like I know them in a facet now, which is cool. So I like that. But yeah, now I'm like, oh fuck, bro, cigarettes stink so bad. All that to say though, if you get me drinking, I get a couple drinks in me and you offer me a cigarette, I might possibly smoke a cigarette with you.
And see, that's the thing is, I think if you keep it sacred, then it's okay. I really do.
I believe
that's the way I treat cigars. Like I don't have a cigar every freaking night.
Sure, but
if it's a wedding. If it's a boys'
like
night,
a special occasion,
I will definitely break a cigar out.
I agree. I'm kind of the same way with that.
Health benefits be damned. I mean,
I agree.
All going down one day. So
I agree with that 100%.
But to wrap up on that, I mean, you got to make your own choice or whatever. But the reason I do it purely nootropic, purely for brain power or whatever, 3 milligrams, I rarely go over that. And I rarely go over having 2 a day. Usually one in the morning, one in the evening. Are they safe? They're definitely the safest option. I think about it from time to time and try to do research. They just haven't, nicotine has not been in this form for this long. So are we running some big ass experiment in real time? Maybe.
Well, that's how I feel about the vaping, where I'm like, oh, okay, now more stuff. Because I remember when it was like, you could just get them at gas stations and you just got like the little pins. And dude, I would vape. There's
a lot of stuff you can get at gas stations.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And so I would like get those, and then I got hives. I kept getting hives, and my mom was like, you keep getting hives. And I would have to take like cold showers. And like in the middle of the night, I'd
allergic reaction.
Yeah, and I think it was just something in the vape juice. And I remember
totally unregulated.
Sure.
By the way.
Absolutely.
Straight from Hong Kong. Or
dude, I was
China.
getting it at like the fucking same place that I would get like a breakfast sandwich in the morning, and I would just get a vape pen, and it was when they were just like on the counter.
Oh right.
And it was just like a little skinny pin, and then they had the little fake looking cigarettes for a while, you know. So I would do those, and I kept getting hives, and I was telling my mom, and I was like, yeah, I got to take a cold shower. I'm like covered in these hives on my back. And then she found out I was vaping, and we kind of looked into it, and she was like, yeah, there's like some people have an allergy to like something in the juices. So I quit, and then they kind of, you know, the vape stores became like a normal thing.
Right.
Because they weren't even a thing yet. And then I was like, oh, it's a little bit safer, whatever. And then you started hearing about like popcorn lung and all this other shit.
Dude, I almost got into it.
Really?
Almost. I had a big old white vape picked out. It was super cool. I wanted a big like computer looking one.
Thing.
Yeah, I wanted one.
Just blow the giant clouds.
$80 or something. I was going to buy it. And then somehow I came across popcorn lung.
Yep.
And I was like,
nope. Yeah. See, and I even did the big, not a crazy one, but I had like the one I bought and built or whatever. And so I had that. And then I got rid of it because I kind of quit. And then I went back to smoking cigarettes because I was like, what am I being a pussy, dude? I'm just going to smoke cigarettes. And so I was like, I'm just going to do that again. And then I've gone back and forth. It's been like a very tumultuous relationship with nicotine and vaping and smoking. But I have my daughter. And, dude, I think even my wife might have still been pregnant. And I was like, still like, it's kind of embarrassing to look back. But like, we'd be watching a movie and then I'd like pause it after 20 minutes.
I got to step outside.
I got to go smoke. Dude, and I remember like,
yeah, that's not a good sign.
The two things that hit, because I'm talking like I smoked a lot, bro.
Yeah.
I smoked like a man, which at the time I was working like, I worked at like a radiator factory or a radiator warehouse, and I delivered radiators.
So it's like part of your job description.
Was smoking.
Yeah.
They were like, do you smoke? And if I said no, they wouldn't hire me. So I was like, I have to smoke, dude. And
I do.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I actually do. I love smoking cigarettes. Right. And they're like, oh, perfect. And but I just remember the two things that were like rock bottom of my smoking journey was we went to the fucking movies and I stepped out of a fucking movie to go smoke. And looking back at that as the most sad, soft guy, because now I look at it like people that smoke cigarettes I used to think were hard. And now I think that somebody having that much of an addiction, letting something control you that much and have that much of a pull, that's like soft as fuck.
Not good.
And I'm like, dude, that is insane.
Yeah.
You can't go through a fucking movie.
Yeah.
I remember that. In the house we lived in.
It's good that you could notice that.
Acknowledge it. Yeah, because a lot of people have that and they don't even see it. Or you tell them that and they still don't care. Fucking Brandon's calling me. Why is Brandon calling me?
Put him on.
Here.
Brandon cut my hair last.
It might be. Oh, shit. Yeah, he said, call me right now, please.
Oh, dude, you better call him.
Oh, God.
Hey, you're on the podcast.
What happened? Okay. He went out to this off-road park here in town because he got a Jeep and he said he's stuck. But he said his stepdad's calling him.
Oh, my God.
That's
not the worst
I
thing.
bet he went through some crazy-ass bog, dude.
So he's into it, too?
Yeah, I got him into it.
Oh, you did?
I'm roping him into the community. I'm telling you, bro, it's a part.
He's like, you got me into this.
Yeah,
I'm fucking stuck right now.
Get the fuck out here.
Sorry, dude, I'm doing an interview. I can't do this.
I'm like, bro, I'm on the podcast. How stuck are you? But yeah, I remember that happened with the movies, and then I went to we lived in this house in Webb City, and it was like a little 2-story. It was barely 2 stories. It was like a half thing of stairs that went up because it was an old house, and the whole upstairs was just one big room. And I remember I like walked upstairs, which was not a hefty walk.
Oh, no.
It was a pretty light walk.
Yeah.
And I got in bed and my heart rate was insane, dude.
Good.
And I could feel like how high my blood pressure was.
Yeah.
And I was so short of breath, and I got in bed and I was like, this is insane, bro.
Not good.
What are you doing? And I'm still like, I'd say I'm a bigger guy. I've got crazy like self-image issues, whatever. I'm definitely in a much healthier place than I was then.
Yeah.
And I just remember even looking back at pictures now and thinking like I was so young and probably in much better shape. And I look back and I'm like, good God, dude. Like I smoked and I just, dude, it was terrible, man. Yeah. And so I don't know, that life of that I could just never go back to. Yeah. But all that to say, again, you get a couple like Jack and Cokes in me and you throw a couple cigarettes towards me, I will smoke them. And I do like it, but it is like, we're all going to die, but enjoy it while we're here. You know what I mean?
Enjoy it. And, the relationship you have with it now it's controlled.
Way healthier.
It's controlled.
Yeah, I think that's
have a couple with a drink and Jack and Coke or whatever.
Every once a year, couple a year, or
I don't even feel
that
that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, if you do that like every night, it's okay. I'm like, if I just have a few Jack and Cokes and I smoke half a pack every night, but I know that I'm okay with it.
So I have to have 3 Jack and Cokes before I can have a cigarette, and I really want a cigarette.
I'm like, I want to be healthy, so I'm only going to have 1 cigarette. But to have that cigarette, I will have to have 3 drinks. And to have those 3 drinks, I will have to get in a hellacious fight with my wife tonight. So I'm going to come up with something.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to start an argument.
Think this is fine.
And I'm going to be like, honey, you pissed me off. I got to go to the bar.
She's like, I'm going to grab your dad's gun.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm getting my father's gun and I'm going to the bar.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
Do you still have that gun?
No, dude. I don't even know if my dad still has that gun. I think it was funny. I got that gun from him because we lived in Carthage at the time, and I was in hair school, and we were crazy broke, and we kept having homeless people like in our yard, or like not even homeless people. They were like crackheads. They might have been homeless. I never asked them. Do you have a home to go to?
Can you crack out in your own house?
Yeah. Can you please go to your property and do this? But we kept having people in our yard in the middle of the night, and so I finally told my dad, I was like, dude, I need a gun.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, because we're very like, obviously like protect yourself at all times.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, cool. And the worst part about this house was, like, the difference between like an exterior door and an interior door. Like the interior doors usually for older homes are like the hollow, like fiber,
less fortified or whatever.
Like you could punch through it and get your fist through it very easily.
Yeah.
Like they're paper mache almost.
Right.
Those were our exterior doors, and you could tell the back one had probably had someone attempt that at some point.
Yes.
And so I was like, somebody could punch through my door and unlock it at any point in the night, and I need to be able to defend myself. And I smoked a lot of the time, so I was like, I don't have the stamina to be able to like physically defend myself. I've got my father's gun here.
I thought you burned him with a cigarette.
Yeah. Ah! You picked the wrong house. Daddy's gun is here.
If I break into a house and some dude is like
smoking,
but like all calm, I'm gonna be like, I think I'm gonna go to a different house.
See, now though, I think that, and I think again, I used to think that was like the tough guy thing, and now I'm like, that guy can't. Like, that guy could maybe give me 20 seconds of resistance before he's exhausted.
True.
All right, hold on. He's coming.
Oh, he wants you to come.
What's up? What happened? Did you go through that fucking bog? Yeah. It's all those it's all those like water, like the reeds and shit. All right. Bye.
A lot of panic in his voice, dude.
I'm like, calm down. But
are you going to go pull him out?
Yeah, I got to go.
All right, do a shout out real quick to Fortune.
I want to shout out Fortune Barbershop. I want to shout out Brandon, who's stuck right now. Joey, Keldrick, DeQuan at the shop. Those are the homies.
Fortune Barbershop. It's located on Main in Joplin, Missouri.
Yep,
I don't know.
1806 Main Street.
1806 Main Street.
We're across from Zinc Coffee and the discount smokes and liquor.
Yes, sir. if someone wants to like book with you, or with the shop, with you and with the shop.
If you go to fortunebarbershop.com, and then you'll see just like all of us on the website, and then you can scroll down and you see my pretty face on there, and you can book with me. There you go. That. And then shout out Colton for having me on, because this is my first podcast and it was a lot of fun, and I can't believe the amount of time that's passed. It's absolutely fucking nuts.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It is wild.
That's cool.
Nobody does that in real life.
I know. Yeah, so that's cool. And then I don't know. Yeah, shout out my wife. Shout out Tucker. Miss him. Shout out the dude whose lady squirted on the sheets in St. Louis.
Never forget.
I hope he's doing okay.
Never
right
forget.
now.
I hope he turned his life around.
I hope he's in prison. Or he's gotten better.
He's turned his life around.
Yeah.
Stop pulling fire alarms.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so
Everybody
much.
Check Fortune Barbershop. Yep. That's where I go. Tucker's gone, but now I got you. I got Brandon. Everybody's good in there. Everybody has like their own skills and whatnot. But so thank you so much.
Dude, absolutely.
Hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for listening.
Yep.
Talk to you later.
Yep.
Peace, everybody.
Thank you.
Four.